Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here with something new because we have a new season of the Traitors Canada season 2. And with me to talk about the season is Mel B, a traitor from season 1, here to tell all the tales and do a cast assessment and
Yes.
talk about the season. How are you?
I am so excited. I'm excited to be here for one. And I'm so excited to get into season 2, to be able to watch from my couch and not, stress every day on if people are going to find out that I am in fact a traitor and trying to lie my ass off. So, very excited. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I guess, how did I meet you? So it was through the Twitter, like it was Big Brother vibes, right? Like I guess we connected in that way. How did that happen?
Twitter is my big brother life. So that's really all I do on Twitter. Every other social media is real estate, fitness, traders, everything else. But Twitter is where I go to try to get Big Brother Canada back on the air. So I've just been sharing that petition around like crazy and just trying to get awareness to get it on another network. And I believe we were probably talking about Big Brother Canada, Big Brother 26, something like that. And I was like, oh, by the way, I was on the Traitors.
I actually knew who you were,
Also.
but it was perfect. I was like, well, do you like talking
Yeah.
about things?
Mhm.
And you said that you did. And so I'm really excited and happy that you wanted to, live your experience through this new cast of players. But I do want to know for my own self, like, how did you get involved in the Traitors? What's your vibe and life around reality TV? You said that you're a Big Brother fan, but give us a little bit more. We'll have like a mini deep dive with Mel B before we start this
Yeah.
cast assessment.
Okay, I like this. So basically, I decided in 2020 that I was going to be on Big Brother Canada. It wasn't like, okay, this is something that would be really cool. I literally watched Big Brother Canada season 9 and went, oh, I'm going to do that. And that was it. I think I started stalking Tina Thistle from Big Brother 9.
Oh, because
Uh,
East Coast
she's from
connection.
Newfoundland. Yeah. So when she got out of the house, I interviewed her on a podcast I was doing at the time. And then we became friends. She introduced me to Tara and everybody else. And then that was it. I was like, well, this is my world. I need to be in this world. So I started auditioning for Big Brother at season 10. No callback, like not on anybody's radar ever. And then actually season 11, I did get a callback and bombed the interview. It was awful. But because of that, I knew I was like, I don't care. Like, this is what I want to do. So I started following different casting producers on Instagram. And as they would post for certain things, I would look into it and I would just audition. And at one point, I saw the casting director put up a picture. There was not even a caption. It just said the Traitors, and then underneath was Canada. And I had heard about the US version, but we didn't have it here in Canada at the time. But I knew that like Cody Calafiore was on it and Rachel Riley. And, as a Big Brother fan, I was like, okay, I got to look into this. So I comment below and said, I don't see a link. Like, where do I audition? And the casting director called me the next day. So it felt like a Cinderella story, honestly. She called me the next day and was like, it's not an open casting call. I do not have a link to give you, but like basically like that phone call was almost like a pre-interview. And so we had a conversation and then she was like, okay, I want you to audition. So I still had to I had to go through the same process as if it was like an open casting call. It's just I had a contact. So she called me and I put in an audition. She watched the audition and then we did a formal interview and I just went through the process from there. So it was truly like, I really felt like I manifested it, honest to God. It was just crazy.
You did for sure. And myself, I'm a Big Brother super fan. I've auditioned a gazillion times. I never even
The
heard
struggle's
of
real.
the casting.
Yeah.
I was looking for it. I still, even for season 2, I'm like, how did I again miss like
Yeah.
just finding out about it? And so it definitely was a synchronistic moment for you to be able to get there, because I think I'm pretty tapped in and I still have no idea how to even audition for the show.
Yeah, it was honestly just wild. Like it was the day that I even commented on it. I can remember the specific comment because I was in the car with my husband. He like ran into a store. I open up Instagram, I see this and go, "Oh my God, that's so cool." Make the comment. He gets back in the car, close it down, we go for a drive, we're having a chat. I didn't even like check back on it. the next day my phone rang. I didn't even answer her call. Like, it was an out of town number, and I'm a real estate agent, so I get calls all the time from like
Right.
spam and people trying to sell me things and whatever. So I don't answer a lot of out of town calls. So this call came in. I'm like, that's a scam. Went to voicemail. And then she sent a text following up and was like, hey, trying to get a hold of you. Like, we're doing this new show. Like, this is a confidential message. And my God, my head nearly exploded. So it was just timing.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love synchronistic moments like that. And so yeah, you were meant to be on Trader season 1.
Yeah.
And so just everybody wants to know, how did it feel? Like, did you get the tap on your shoulder, or did you know in advance that you might be selected? Like, how did that process happen? Because I think if I was sitting with my blindfold on and I get a tap on my shoulder, I think that I might crap my pants.
Yeah, it was wild. Everything in my body, you think I would have been better prepared, because everything in my body, the second that I got that phone call, I was like, I'm going to be on this show. Like, I just knew it. And then when I was picked, I was just like, I'm going to be a traitor. Like, I can't explain, but I was so sure. Like, I would have bet my life savings on this is what's happening and I'm going to be a traitor. I didn't see what would happen to me, but I was blinded by the excitement. So when I get there, they, like, in the interview process, they ask what you want to be: a traitor, faithful, what do you think you'd be good at? You know, you go through all that. So I was all in on, like, I'm a traitor. And then when I get there, day one was just a lot of like, meet everybody, you know, like, I don't even remember if we filmed the mission right away, but it was a lot of like, meet everybody, talk about how everything is going to go, whatever. But we didn't do any of the actual like picking traitors, picking faithful, or anything like that. The picks actually happened at the round table. So
Wow.
we interviewed, I still don't even know who picked, if it was production or if it was the host. Like, we sat in on one-on-ones with Corinne. Now, I've heard through the rumor mill that the way that it gets picked is a mixture of like production, and then she has like, I don't know if it's the final say or but some hand in it.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, so we get to the round table. We have our interviews with her. I'm like, I want to be a traitor. I'm pretty sure they had to give me subtitles in the actual episode, because I remember it was at the top of like stairs. You had to like walk up these stairs to go into the room with her. And I remember sitting on the couch and being out of breath because I'm not in shape. I'm not in stair shape. So I get in and I sit down and I'm like, I need a minute to catch my breath. And they instantly just go into the talk with her. And even now, when I watch my interview with her,
You're
I'm like,
like
oh my
huffing and
God,
puffing.
girl, breathe. Like, I'm just trying to get through it. And I think I had caught my breath like when we were finished. Like, it was so quick. But when I sat at the round table, I just knew in my bones
She was gonna pick
that I
you.
was going to be a traitor. Yeah. And when I sat next to, because they choose, look where you sit. So I sat next to Kevin Martin. And as soon as I saw that we were sat next to each other, I went, it's me or him. Like, in my brain, I went, okay, if they don't pick me, Kevin's a traitor. And I mean, don't, like, that makes no sense. I'm not on that level of like reality shows.
But I can
just,
understand though that feeling though. It's that like, you know, you really have this feeling that you want to be a traitor and that you will be a traitor. But Kevin would be a really damn good traitor too. So if
yeah.
I don't get picked, I could totally understand that rationale.
Yeah,
Of like,
I was
Peter
like, we're
beside or
sitting
Kevin
next to
beside
each
me.
other.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because I was convinced he was going to be one. So when I saw that they sat us by each other, I was like, okay, it's one or the other. But I still felt like I was going to be it. So, but I also think that was my downfall, because I asked him after, like, we got back and I like called him. I'm like, can I curse on this? Am I like,
yeah. You
in
don't like,
trouble?
but
But basically, yeah, I'm like, you little, everything that, you know, Karen from Big Brother calls him, I called him. And I called him up and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what do you mean you knew immediately? And basically he was like, the second that she walked past us, I felt your energy change.
Oh.
And I was like, you can't go off energy?
Yeah, but I understand.
He was like, he said, I can't even describe it. I felt your energy change. So I was locked in on you from the second that the blindfolds came off. And I totally believe it, because when she did touch my shoulder, I wasn't thinking like, okay, act normal, don't breathe, calm your heartbeat. I was thinking,
Holy
oh my
shit.
fucking God, my family's going to lose it. Like, people are going to go nuts in Newfoundland. I'm a traitor. There's 20 of us here. There's probably only going to be one of three, or, like, I was just elated. So couldn't really calm my excitement down, but it's pretty wild ride.
No, that's amazing for sure. And like I can understand like your whole demeanor kind of changing and like you not really even recognizing it because you weren't prepared for everything else. Like you
Mm-mm.
I don't know how I would react with some like I think yeah, like I said, I'd crap my pants because like I just have like a shiver go through my body and I think something would change because it would be so intense, intense, intense,
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
So we have Olivia in the comments here and wants to know: did you interact with Cut In outside of the roundtable? Was she staying in character? That's a great question.
So that is a really, really good question. Corinne, I have spoken to her since, but during filming, she was to stay in character. So, when we were there, she was the lady of the manor. In between shooting, when we were at missions, like, she was very poised and stoic, and just, she had this boss bitch energy. And that's all I can say. She would walk into a room and everybody would just sit quietly. Like, I don't know if one of the episodes you see, I know I wasn't there at this time, but when Kevin freaks out at the round table and she just like calmly walks over and puts her hand on his shoulder and he like calms down. That was her. Like, she always remained in character. After the show, she did send us all like a really nice message and just basically she was proud of us and was so excited and was just a pleasure to meet everybody and that kind of thing. But other than that, she stuck to her character. She was really good.
That's awesome. Now, have you seen any of the other iterations around the world?
I'm always embarrassed to see that I've seen all of them. I'm
What do you
embarrassed to say it
mean?
because not because
You're
I
with
watch
good
it. Like, I'm
company, babe.
obsessed with it. Yeah. But because I watched all of that was available before I left to go. So like I should have been better. But yeah, I've seen them all. I'm currently finishing New Zealand season 2. And I
Right.
think that's the only one that I'm not finished.
Right. That's the same as me. Have I, or maybe I've finished season 2. I don't know if I've finished that one or not, but
Yeah. I'm at the
I'm
finale.
I'm up to date.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so you're with good company with
They're
other
so
people
good.
that love these shows and especially love the Traitors.
Yeah.
So when you how do you feel now that you've gone through the season, how you did on the show, and then now you get to come back and watch as a fan?
So, oh my God. And I don't know if this is appropriate, but the way that I have been describing it is like having reality TV blue balls is my best explanation, because I got the call, I got on the show, I was there, I'm raring to go, and then I just get sent home. So it was just, the itch was never scratched. So
Mm.
like, after I left, I went through a lot mentally of being like embarrassed that I went home so early, but also super grateful for getting the opportunity to go. But then all of this, like, the game's not over energy inside of me. Like, I was still wanting to play, But I've gone through it over the last year, and now I'm to a point where I'm just like still in shock that I did it in the first place, but also so grateful and just proud to be that character. I'm proud that it was so obvious and so hilarious. And it was almost record breaking. I was the second earliest traitor ever caught in Traitors
Who
history.
was the
It was
first?
an
Now
embarrassing.
I can't remember.
New Zealand season 1.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
spoilers, guys.
I mean, that's from a while ago.
Yeah, and that was a great season. But yeah, basically, like, not the record you want to set, but like, whatever, it's memorable. And the fact that I got to be a main character on this is just unreal. So I'm at a place now where I'm at a really good place. I can have fun with it. And I think it's perfect timing, because I think I'm more excited to see this season than I was to watch my own season, because there was still a lot that I was going through with the shame of it all. So this season, I'm like, oh, I'm past that. We are over it. We are laughing about it. And now I'm like, let's make fun of everybody else. I can't wait to just Make them feel awful.
One last question before we get into the assessment.
Mhm.
So do you wish, okay, I believe that you probably think like everything happens for a reason and that, your experience was your experience. But if you could change being a traitor to being a faithful, would you maybe switch and have a different journey?
So, yeah, okay. I am a believer of like everything happens for a reason in a sense. But like I'm somebody who's like live without regrets. But there are certain situations in life where you could wish that you did things differently. Like I would have played if I had my time back, like if I was ever given a second chance, I would have played traitor completely different. I would have known I would have known to calm down, but sometimes you just can't control it. Like I always say any of these shows that I get in, like now, like if I ever go anywhere else, if I did get into the Big Brother house, it would be hit or miss because I would either be gone the first week or like go for a while because I am a big personality and I can't tone it down. I've tried, I can't tone that down. So if I was a traitor, there are certain things I would do differently. But I think I would have gone further. I don't actually know. I want to say I would have gone further as a faithful, but I'm very chaotic anyway. I have high energy and I am confident. So one of the big catches, one of the reasons that people sent me home was because I just wasn't afraid. I was coming in every day and I was talking about plans for tomorrow and I was just really confident that I wasn't going anywhere. And if I was a faithful, I'd probably be the same way anyway, just because I don't live by be afraid of tomorrow. I'm not living by the, oh, I might not be here. I'm living by like, this is where I am now. So if I had to be a faithful, I can't say that I would have done any better. I want to say I would have, but I can't actually say I would have done better. So I'm just grateful that I got to at least be a main character in the show. And I'm happy that I was banished, not murdered. Because I feel like when you get murdered, it's
It's
so
like,
like
oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't even get to fight, like they didn't show half of my round table. My round table was one of the longest there because the power kept going out.
Oh,
So it kept having
wow.
to like shut down. Like it was a late night. And
Can you say like how long approximately did the whole roundtable take?
oh my God, I think on average it was like over an hour or longer, maybe like 2 hours some nights. But mine, felt like 3 or 4 hours, honestly, because it was like this crazy thunderstorm. And actually, as I think it was when Crystal revealed my name in the first take, there was a huge clap of thunder and everything went out. The lights went out, the cameras went down. It was just like a big boom and everything went down. And then production's like, do not talk right now. Like, we are in the middle of this. The tapes are not rolling. You cannot react. You need to just stop. And so she had said my name. She put the little plate up and then everything goes dark. And I just went, because I can't shut it off. And I was like, see, God is angry because you guys are trying to vote me out when I'm a faithful. Like I was still like in character fighting. And I remember Kevin just looked at me and was like, I think I turned the needle a little bit with him at that table. And production came in, they were like, what did we just say? Like, do not say anything. So I had to button it up then, but I just remember being like, oh my God. And it happened a couple of times. And I was trying even then to try and sway people to believe that I was a faithful and be like, this is what happens. But anyway, they knew.
That's amazing. And okay, this is
Yeah.
like kind of follow up on your the last question. So you said that you would play a traitor completely differently now. So what
Mhm.
might you do differently, would you say? I mean, obviously
Oh,
calm your nerves and not make it obvious that something's shifted and changed, but
mhm. Yeah, because
Mhm.
that I mean, that honestly, that's the hard thing to change is like, like trying to act regular because what is regular, right? And I've thought about this before on like if I would ever even say this, because what if I ever get a call back? But I mean,
Okay, maybe okay, if
realistically,
you don't want to, that's
oh,
also fine.
we'll talk about it
Because
because
Olivia here is suggesting that you brush up on your French and maybe go on to les trats.
listen,
Have
I
you I've
asked.
watched almost all of that too. Okay.
Have you? I need to be able to do it with subtitles. So, like, my setup right now doesn't have English subtitles for me. So, I haven't watched it yet because I know I'll have to sit down and like really be glued. So I haven't watched that one yet, but
I was
I
considering
would do that.
like transcribing the subtitles. I was just like, well, it might take a really, really long time. Is there an audience for that? Will people watch if I make the subtitles for Les Traitors and do it on, say, I don't know, show it on Twitch or something like that? Would people watch? Just curious. Okay,
Like,
sorry.
yes, I would absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would do that. And I think I was talking to some of the production because the producers for the Traitors, they actually do the Quebec Big Brother, like the celebrity. And I was talking to some of the producers after, and I was like, "Hey, can you just like, especially when BB Can got canned,
Yeah.
I was like, can you just put me in the celebrity house and just give me subtitles? Like, as people are talking, just put subtitles under their faces for me. Like, you'll do that, right?" And one of the guys was like, learn some French and we can talk. Like, go learn your French. So
How is your
I've
French
got to
then?
learn
Would you
French.
say on a 1 to 10? Like
Like
1 means no French,
on.
10. Okay.
Well, actually, my daughter's in French immersion now. She's 5, and she comes home from school because before then she would make up her own languages anyway. So she would come home and just it sounds like real other languages. And now she's coming home and mixing in real French words with her fake languages, and I don't know what's real. So
Oh boy. Okay.
I've got to learn it. Yeah, I've got to brush up.
I'm like, maybe that's my in too. Maybe I just want to go on Les Flats and like I don't know if my French is good enough for to like spend the whole show speaking in
Mhm.
French, but if there's like 2 of us that are like anglophony, whatever,
Yeah,
anyways.
it could happen. But yeah, no, with regards to being a traitor, I think my biggest mistake aside from being like too confident was that I was and it happens in a lot of the shows. I was really hesitant to give out names at first. And I don't know why. Because I tried to throw everybody under the bus before I left. Like I would have thrown anybody under the bus. But it's just this weird thing where maybe it's because you know who the traitors are. You're trying to protect the traitors, and you're trying to protect yourself. I was just waiting to hear other people's names so I could kind of just jump on, but I wasn't one of the first to say a name because I also didn't want to be retaliated. So I think if I had my time back, I would be more suspicious of people. Like,
Absolutely. And I think if I remember correctly when watching, I'm like, Melissa, throw in a name. Just say anybody. Be like, I don't know. The other person's giving
literally.
me kind of weird vibes. Say the person sitting next to you. Be like, they
Mhm.
change. They just, I don't know. Say what Kevin's saying about you.
And
Like their
I
vibe
had an
change.
opportunity to go hard after Kevin. Like Trevon pulled me aside the day that I was going and was like, I think it's Kevin for this, this, and this reason. And like, why didn't I take that and run with
Just be
it?
like,
Instead, I
oh
was like,
yeah.
but I was like, yeah, I think like I went right into him and I was like, yeah, definitely like it's Kevin. Like, let's keep an eye on him today. But I didn't sprinkle it. Like, I think I just once I heard my name early, I went into how do I protect myself? And then I was overthinking a lot of things, trying to figure out who I could throw the heat on. So ultimately, I ended up throwing it on Crystal, and I laid the seed work a little bit the day before, but I also threw it on. I threw it on Crystal, Fierce, Koozie, a little bit Kevin. Like I threw a ton of names out there, just trying to get something to stick. But I didn't do any foundation. So at the end of the day, there was no legwork done, and you know,
Yeah, maybe you're
went
playing a
home.
little bit more Big Brother styles than this Traders. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
yeah,
that was my goal going in because I knew traders, but like I didn't really study I watched the
strategy.
seasons. I didn't really study the strategy. So I was going into traders with a big brother strategy. Like when they would ask me what I wanted to do, I was like, I want to create relationships. I want to make friends. I want to make them feel bad about wanting to send me home so that they don't banish me. And then I get in
Which
there and I'm
is
like, oh,
good.
actually,
It will
fun
work, but
show.
you have to make it through the banishment.
Yeah. So that was brutal, but it is what
Well,
it
I'm
is.
sure we'll find out more about your experience as we go through this cast. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody here in
Happy.
the chat, for joining us live. Some people aren't even able to watch. Wait, wait, you get 2 traders in Canada? Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait,
Two
season
two
2.
versions.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
because
yeah.
we've
Oh,
got
French and
yeah,
English.
we have a
Yes.
French and an English
This
version. Yeah.
and but same host. So
Yes. Same
um
manner.
I'll see if I can find ways for people to watch the show that are outside of Canada. So just like message me and we'll see if we can figure something out. Shh. Maybe I'll throw a watch party. We'll see. Oh, maybe not. We'll see. We'll figure something out.
We'll see what the rules are.
Don't want to overpromise, underdeliver. Okay, so
Yeah.
first let's just look at our host here. We talked about her a
Okay.
little bit. We have Corinne. She's a beautiful actress. How did you feel about her stepping into the role as host, considering that you've seen the other hosts in the other countries? How did you think that she stood up to them?
I thought she did so well. Like when we were there, like I said, like when she would come into the room, she owned the room. It wasn't, and it didn't feel like an act. Like obviously, this was not her everyday personality. Like she's actually really friendly, really bubbly, like, just really easy to get along with. But like she would just come in with this presence of like, you are in my manor. I have you here to play this twisted game. Like she stayed in character, and I thought she did phenomenal. And the outfits, like we would wait, like you just wanted to see the outfits. Every day she'd come in and you just almost take a breath and like take a step back and be like, whoa, like it's just 10 out of 10. I thought she was phenomenal.
I agree. I thought she looked amazing. I know her a little bit in the acting world. I lived in Montreal for 8 years. And so I knew who she was.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of her work and stuff like that, and just know her name in the acting world in Canada.
Yeah.
And I thought that she did a great job. She's also excellent in French. Of course it's her first language, but
Mhm.
she just worked really, really well. I was kind of worried that her having a little bit of an accent might not translate well, or people might not enjoy it well. But for me, I thought it worked really well with the season, and with her being the host, I thought it was a great pick.
Yeah. I thought her accent almost like made it better.
Yeah,
Like
a little
I think of
mysterious.
her as like this really rich vampire. Like she's when I think of like her character, will say that like it's just, yes, she's the lady of the manor, but there's like a darkness, and I don't know, she's really cool. So, and I think the accent absolutely adds to it.
Yes, her style was unreal. She was stunning in every scene. I totally agree, Adrian.
Yeah,
Stunning, stunning,
absolutely.
stunning. How'd you
Very
find
fun.
the manor? Someone was asking here, what did you think about the manor in Quebec? Like
Oh my
the
god.
mansion.
It was surreal. So I was part of the team that got brought in by a boat. So like we literally got put on a boat and like brought to the back of the manor. And I just remember being on the grounds and looking around and being like, this can't be real life. It's just this stunning building, and we got like a little bit of a history lesson on it. And we did get to explore it. We got to go through the manor in between, filming times, because they weren't filming us 24/7. Like we would wake up, they would film us like for breakfast. They would do
Did you eat? Did you
confessionals.
eat the food?
I did eat the food. I did eat the food. I was pretty bummed. I love the food. I wasn't bummed about the food. Like I will eat anything in front of me. I'm obsessed with food and I don't stop eating. So I was happy. I wasn't complaining. There were some complaints. I was not complaining.
About
Um,
what? There's too much.
about
Oh, maybe
ye
they came in
it
late, and
wasn't
then the boiled eggs were
so
gone.
our problem with Canada was that there were like, I don't think there was a bit of protein. I think there might have been some like sliced deli meat, like there was like charcuterie. So it was charcuterie and like croissants and stuff. Best croissants I've had in my life. Literally the best ones I've ever had.
It's the
So I
Montreal
loved it.
bagels. No.
It was so, yeah, there was like, breads and cheeses basically. So it was good, but like I heard after that people got bacon like as the season went on. So
Oh.
like that's my food. Bacon is like that's what I could live off of forever. So to come home and find out that they started serving bacon on like day 5 or 7 or something, I was like, okay, this is not okay.
Unfair. How dare they?
Yeah.
How
So
dare they?
rude, very rude.
Okay,
But
well,
the
our
manor was
first
absolutely beautiful.
person, because you are a Big Brother fan, is
Mhm.
none other than Netta. So, how were you when you saw that Netta was going to be on the cast? What are your thoughts about her being on this season and her history with Big Brother, all that jazz?
I'm obsessed with Netta. Season 2 Big Brother Canada is one of my all-time favorite seasons. John Party's one of my favorite winners. He's from Newfoundland.
Of
They
course,
were
gotta
such a
stand
good
the
duo.
Newfoundland.
Like it was so good. Netta is a strategic mastermind. I think she's fabulous. I was so pissed that they gave season 2 Netta, and I got freaking Kevin Martin. Sorry, Kevin, but like, it's real. Like, but yeah, so like, what the hell, right? I'm thrilled. I think she's going to do. I think she's going to do good. Like, I'm trying to figure out on if she's going to
Yeah.
be
Do you think
a
she's going to be a
traitor or not.
traitor or a faithful? I think that so we got Kuzi as a traitor. And so I'm wondering because I would think that they're still going to have a competitive reality player be a traitor.
Yeah,
And Netta would be a great traitor. And I could see her being like, I'll do the show if I get to be a traitor because I think she kind of
exactly.
not got done dirty, but got done dirty on season 5.
Season 5, yeah, they didn't paint her in the prettiest light for season 5. So yeah, I could definitely see something like that happening. I think she's an obvious traitor. Like, I think I mean, here's the thing. It's like when I sat in with Kevin and I was like, this guy's obviously going to be a traitor, but I felt like I was going to be, so it was like me or him. If I go to Traitors and I see Netta, I'm like, okay, so first traitor. Like, I feel, but I mean, I guess that's if you know Big Brother, right? So same thing with like Dan on Traitors US season 2.
I
Like,
mean, I think she'll do better than Dan. Sorry.
oh, listen, he made me feel so good about myself when I watched that. I was like, it is harder than Big Brother. I think Netta's like would be an obvious traitor, but at the same time, I'm like, is she too obvious to be a traitor? It's like with Erica and Kevin on my season. They didn't make either of those people traitors. And I think maybe that might have been by design. So I don't know. I can see her being a traitor. And they're doing some like social media promo and they put up the videos of everybody saying, I'm not a traitor.
Mhm.
And she by far did the absolute best job of saying it, but in a way that it made me think she is a traitor. I was like, that's really convincing. So I think it's you, like, because I think she'd be a good liar too.
I'll see if I can pull those up at the end so we can go through the I'm not a traitors for everybody.
Yeah.
It's actually her birthday today, so we know that Netta
Happy
is a
birthday.
Virgo. So happy birthday,
Fellow
Netta.
Virgo.
Oh, you're a
I'm
Virgo
still
as
waiting.
well.
I'm a
What's your
Virgo.
birthday?
I'm still waiting for her to follow me on anything because been a fan for years, and Dan too, saw that they were going to be on the seasons, and I was like, we're Traitor fam. And then I was like, oh, never mind. They're already big celebrities. They haven't noticed me yet.
It's after this season, there's going to be a bigger family, I think. And so
Yeah.
it might maybe the crossover with like Big Brother to the Traitors. Okay, maybe you won't have an in, but now that you're literally in the Traitors family, I think that you guys will be you'll get a follow.
She's going to be like, you were the worst traitor ever. Don't call me.
I mean, she might appreciate that.
Okay.
Anything else to say about Netta?
Can't wait to see her. Just honestly, huge fan. I think she's going to be at least bring good TV. Regardless of what happens, she's going to be fun to watch. So I'm excited for that.
Me too. So now we have Aaron. I don't think he's been on any other show. It says here that he's a security manager. I guess what does that mean? Like at the bottom of a building, he organized all the security people, like he creates their schedules. Like what? I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Yeah. Oh, security manager. Or is it like an online thing? Is it like online security? But yeah, manager. Like does he create the schedules? What's he doing? Yeah. I don't really know. That's one thing about this cast is that they're very tight-lipped on people. Like there's not even, I think our season there was a bio, at least like a little description. I don't even know who's like parents or you know what I mean? Like there's no bio about these people. So Aaron, based on his looks, he looks like he could be a fun trader though, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, immediately to me, he says traitor.
Yeah, he's got that like cheeky trader look to him. So I think he could be a trader.
Yeah. Do we know anything
Oh,
else about him? What do we got? Let's see if I have anything more. Where is he from, at least? Maybe I can find out where he's from.
I know. I'm like, that
I
wasn't on my
also saw
resume.
that there was a lot of
Security.
people on this cast not from Canada. And I'm just like, how, like, that actually irritates me, to be honest, as somebody that loves reality TV, that's been Canadian my whole life.
Mhm.
He's
And
from
trying to get on the show.
trying to get on
Like,
the show.
that's right? Yeah,
Talk about the
I'm with
show,
you
trying to
there.
get on the show. Like, it's wild. Okay, he's from Nova Scotia, so he's out east with you.
Woo!
He's from,
What's
hold
up,
on,
Aaron?
Bay something. Bayswater, Nova Scotia.
Okay, where are
is
you
where he's
getting this
from.
bio?
That's on the Traitors Wiki.
Okay. That's where I will go.
Um,
Yeah, he's okay, so he's from Nova Scotia.
So Nova Scotia, like, I mean, East Coast in general usually has a lot of fan support. So maybe they will make him a traitor if they want to have people really excited to watch him. Because when you're a traitor, you do have a potential of having longevity into the
Mhm.
game, right? Like you
Yeah.
at least will know that unless you're banished, you're going to be in the game for sure, right? So
You fully get the upper hand. Like it absolutely is an advantage to be a traitor. So yeah, and I mean East Coast support is like no other. So if he is from the East Coast, it is very likely that they may just make him a traitor for that. Because literally every single person that they pick because they have the potential to be, traitor or faithful. And I really don't think that they pick until I think they probably have an inkling when you're going on who they would like to see, but I don't think they make final decisions until you're there and they see you interacting with people. Because behind the scenes, when they're getting everybody ready for day one and you're meeting the cast, like they're taping the meeting and everything, well, we get to eat lunch, we get to go on, but they keep the microphones on all day, like while we're not allowed to take them off and stuff. So, I feel like they were probably watching us interact and everything before they went ahead and decided. So,
for
maybe they brought
sure.
him in to be a traitor.
I could see it. I could see it. Anything else you want to say about Aaron? Aaron.
Aaron. I don't know. I think
So
he'd be a
right
fun traitor.
now,
He's got the look of a traitor.
yeah, to me, he's looking for a traitor. He looks like an actor as well. Like he definitely looks like he could be a traitor. So right
Yeah.
now, I'm kind of plus on both Netta and him being traitors.
Yeah.
So
We're
far.
gonna go through this and everybody's a traitor. I have to be like, I don't know.
But maybe not her.
Gail.
Well,
You're not a traitor, Gail. No.
well, because do you watch The Amazing Race?
So this was the first season I watched. I
Okay,
haven't
so
watched the
her
former
season
one, so I
or
didn't see her. No, sorry, this one recently with
got it.
Kevin and
Kevin.
Gerline and Colin and Matt from Newfoundland. So again, the Newfies we stand. So I was watching this season for sure, but I did not see Gail's season.
Yeah, so Gail, so she's also, when I look at her little bio here on Wiki, she's from the States, and she was on,
Florida.
I mean, maybe she was a wrestler in Canada, and her wrestling partner, I guess, maybe was Canadian. I don't know, but I
Mhm.
don't understand why they have people. There's so many Canadians that would die to play, and Americans can't even legally watch the show. So what audience are they bringing? It's so
Yeah.
confusing.
Well, that was what confused me. So when I was looking at it today and I saw it's at hometown Tampa, Florida, and I'm thinking like, that better be where she lives now. Like, is this a dual citizenship thing? I don't know. But yeah, like I mean, I know people myself from here who have been on reality TV that I think would be amazing on the show. Just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. Like the pool is deep of people that they can pick to be on the show for sure. So now listen, that being said, she might be my favorite. Like I don't know, because once I start watching the season, how much I care about where people are from
No,
does dial
I
back.
of
But
course, of
like
course.
first, let's see, let's get the Canadians on there first. Like, I'm with you. I want that to happen, but
So Kathy's here is making
excuse me.
a good comment here. In the US, we were asking the same question last season about Ekin-Su and John. Why
Mhm.
were they on the cast? We get a member of British royalty for our next cast. Like exactly. I
Yeah.
I mean, the accent, I can understand that a little bit for the British, just having a little bit of a British sentiment, and like I would say Ekin-Su is on reality TV, so like it made sense to me that she could do a little bit of a crossover. Okay, fine. But
Mhm.
having a civilian like that's not been on a reality show that's not from Canada it's just strange to me. Right? Because
Yeah.
I think they're all yes.
I think she's the only one that I noticed from the States, but I didn't dive in far
I think there's
today.
a couple other
So,
people. I don't know if they've been on reality shows
okay.
before or not, but I feel like there was a few people that I was like, "What? You're not even on a reality show?" But we'll see.
Where was my call?
Where was my call, damn it?
I'm right here.
Now, I don't fully remember Gail. I
Mhm.
don't think they did very well. I feel like they were out first, maybe,
Yeah.
or early. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how anybody plays, especially if I've seen them on a season before. So
Yeah.
interested. I would have been equally as interested in somebody that was Canadian.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Now, one thing about her, I know that she like I did look at her Instagram and she had said like, they put me up as Amazing Race, but like I'm way more known for so I do think she probably did go early in Amazing Race. She's like, I'm way more known for being a pro wrestler, which I think is pretty crazy. So one thing about that is that pro wrestlers are usually great actors. And I know that's a funny statement to
Well,
say,
but they're a
but
bit
but they
dramatic.
are. They're like
You
they're
smell what
huge
the
actors, right? And well, I mean, look at him now. Like he's like one of the top actors in
obsessed.
America or the world probably. So like yes, I mean, I'm eager to see what happens. I don't see her being a traitor. I mean, maybe. I mean, I think if we're talking now about how she's from the States and she's on Traitors Canada, if they make her an actual traitor, I think we'll like go mad. So
Mental. I'd be
maybe
furious.
she's yeah, but I mean, people can also get turned into traitors as they go. So, maybe her pro wrestling acting chops will help. I don't know. We'll see. Have to see.
Adrian also says here, I wonder if it's because casting turnout may be low, so they looked out of country. On the hype train that the U.S. Emmys or wins are going to make the show explode in popularity. Yes, I was saying this to you, Mel,
Absolutely.
early that like because they were able to just knock down Survivor off of its
Yeah.
number one reality show peg. I do
Mhm.
think that there's going to be a lot of people very much interested in this season, but
Yeah.
casting turnout may be quite low because it seems like it's very hard to hear about the casting.
So this season was also private cast. So also hi Adrian. Adrian is a friend of mine. But yeah, no, the casting this season I believe is the exact same as last season. So it's just very secretive. I think that casting directors are just calling who they think will be good. And so they're probably like what is there 20 cast members, so maybe they're probably contacting like 50 people or 60 people, something like that, and then getting people to audition and narrowing it down. So I don't think it's like a huge, it's definitely not a huge open call. So yeah, so I mean if they're doing it that way, then they still have lots of people that they can pluck from Canada for sure. I
Well,
don't
yeah.
know.
I'm just being bitter, but like I know so many amazing Canadians that have like wanted to be on Big Brother or like love Traitors and have auditioned and made it to finals for many of these
Mhm,
shows that would just be, I would think, fantastic picks for the Traitors. And so when they go outside a country, what I just know people would be so awesome and it just would be
mhm,
supporting, like that's I guess what's frustrating for me about Canadian television and reality television is that we don't have faith in our own talent. You know, we
mhm.
always are trying to bring somebody in to, even as an actor, they do that all the time. Like they'll cast most of the show Canadian because it's being shot here, but then they'll get like the main lead to be American or something like that. You know, this, I just wish that they had more faith in the Canadian talent pool because there's a lot
Yeah.
of amazing Canadian talent and they don't get respect here. So they go to the States and make it big. That's
Yep.
always happens.
Or
Mhm.
or stream these shows in the
Yeah,
States.
or that.
'Cause that's half of it too, is that, like, people from the States wanna watch it. Like, how often do you see on Twitter and, like, all these places where people are like, "How can I watch Traitors Canada? How can I watch Big Brother Canada?" Like, none of it is available in the States legally. People have to go and try to find these streaming sites and try to get pop-up blockers and figure out how to watch everything, but, like, stream it in the States and maybe the shows would get bigger,
Maybe
you
they're
know?
just not buying it in the States, though.
100%.
Well, sell
That's very
it.
likely. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it
Oliv
out.
Olivia here is saying that Aaron, has a talent agency. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting,
Is that
and,
Aaron?
yeah, Aaron. Is it actually Aaron, or, like, are you just
No, it's
calling it
Aaron. That's like an
Okay, okay.
old viral video anyway. Yeah, but it's
No,
that's
well,
their
I
pronunciation.
get that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, but then I was like, "Well, maybe you know better than I do,"
It's
and
actually Aaron. No. I kind of want to start that though. Can we get that trending? That everybody just calls him Aaron.
Let's call him Aaron. Let's do it.
It's done. He's Aaron now.
Casting process is different in Quebec. No auditions and only civilians, no celebrities. Honestly, I watch a lot of Quebec reality shows. I watched Love Island, Quebec, which was great. It's really fun. I've watched most of the season 1 of Survivor Quebec, and so they definitely they have faith in their talent for sure. And they have so many unique people that they bring onto the season. So I think that Anglo Canada needs to kind of just take note on how Quebec does their casting, because they have a lot of support for their talent, and I think it works. It's usually quite successful.
Yeah. I will say, knowing the casting company for Traitors, like, this is what gets me hopeful, is because even though, like, I know that there's some people from the States, knowing the casting production and the production company for Traitors Canada, I know that they look for certain things specifically. So I do have faith that if they did cast people from the States, there has to be a reason, and they better be good friggin' TV.
Better be.
So I've got faith. We'll see. Let's see Monday.
Yeah. So Cedric here, I don't know if you know this, but Cedric is Tashawn, so winner of the first season of Big Brother that you watch, its father. And so they've actually also competed on The Amazing Race together. They're from Montreal, and he's a comedian. So how do you feel about Cedric here being on this season?
Cedric is my winner pick.
Wow.
I have the vibe when I was looking through the cast. So I know Cedric. Not well, we're Facebook friends. So like, that's super well, actually. But I met him. Yeah, like, we see things. I met him when he was here doing a comedy show, because he's friends with Tina Thistle through Tashawn. So they're friends. And when he came here to do a show, Tina was like, hey, Ty's dad's coming here to do a comedy show. So I went out with her, met Cedric, and, just as Facebook friends. And then I see him on Traitors, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what the hell? So I don't know. I've got like these vibes. I kind of, and I mean, maybe it's just me trying to manifest again and like wishful thinking. I want him to be a traitor, and I want him to win. Like, I feel like he's going to get picked as a traitor. And I don't know. I think he has what it takes, because comedians can like read
joke their
really
way out of situations. Yeah. Okay.
They can joke out of situations. They can think on their feet very quickly. Like, I don't know, like, to get up on stage and tell jokes that you've rehearsed is one thing, but like, if you have a heckler, or to be able to like see people in the audience and like just do this crowd work, that's a whole special talent that people don't realize what it takes. So I feel like to be able to do that, you have to have really good improv skills. And in the Traitors, you need good improv skills. So if they do make him a traitor, I can see him getting right to the end, because I feel like he would be able to play it off and put it on someone else without people noticing that he was deflecting, if that makes sense.
For sure. It's funny that we're talking about stand-up comedians right now, because I just remembered that my dream last night, like in my actual dream, I was a stand-up comedian, and like I had all these bits. Oh my God, I don't remember them off the top of my head right now, but shoot, I need to write down these bits because they were funny.
This is your way on the show. Go through comedy. This is your avenue.
All right.
This is how we're going to get you there.
I'll do a stand-up set for sure. Like, I'll do I have been thinking about doing stand-up for the last little bit anyway, so it's not like completely far-fetched, but I literally had a dream last night where I was doing comedy sets.
How amazing is that? That's
okay.
So funny.
Well, maybe then I'll be on the Traitors season 3 as a comedian.
Do it. Make it happen.
So I don't know if I see him as a starting traitor. And I think that being a later traitor is better. It's easier
100%.
for you to at least know how you are going to play as faithful. And then you know how to not change, or what to do the same, and how to interact with people. And so I think it would be easier to win the game as a, what do they call the word? A shimmered?
Like
recruited.
Seduced or recruited.
Seduced.
Yeah. I know they said seduce. I was like, this sounds so wrong.
Sexual.
But yeah, I think that would be the dream, to be a faithful for like 4 days, and then get recruited to a traitor. Like, That's the goal.
And like, him and his son, like they have star power, star quality, and like Tashawn won Big Brother, and
Mhm.
they didn't do that great on The Amazing Race, but I could see his dad coming and be like, you want a show? I'm going to win a show on my own.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
like absolutely. I'm gonna want a bigger show.
Exactly. And my show's more popular and it's still in the air.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, yeah. So I think he's gonna do well. Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Okay, so we have Jasmine. She's an entrepreneur and a music artist.
Mm.
Do we know anything about Jasmine? How do you feel about her just off of this photo, anyways?
Picture vibes, faithful.
Yeah.
I do think she's gonna be faithful. She
She's
kind of
from
gives me
Montreal.
Nazilla vibes. She's got like that like model stare. Like Nazilla had this like I can't even describe it, but like she would look at you and she just had like this really beautiful, like maybe it's the eyes, and she just like stare you down. But like I don't know. So she's kind of reminding me a little bit of Dr. Nazilla from my season. She's got like that
For
that
me,
like look.
I feel like she might be, I don't know if it's just maybe like how she looks, whatever, but she
Mhm.
is giving me a little bit of MJ vibes from,
Okay, yeah.
and so I'm wondering if she is kind of going to be a little bit gullible. I don't know if
Hmm.
it's just because she's reminding me of MJ. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's just like the energy that I'm getting. And so I'm wondering if she's going to be less strategic and kind of a little bit more just going with the flow. I don't think that she was going to be threatening. And so she might last a long time in the game. I just don't see
Hmm.
her throwing out names. Like, I feel like from this photo, it seems like she doesn't know the show very well. And
Yeah.
she's kind of going in blind, is what it's giving
I'm
me.
getting honest. So like I know, and the reason I say like she reminds me of Nazilla, like I remember Nazilla, I remember being there before they picked the traitors and talking with her and being like, if this girl is a traitor, like I actually was like, I don't think they're gonna pick her to be a traitor because I think she's just too honest to be a traitor. And that's kind of the same vibe that I'm getting. Now, I mean, jokes on me because I was a traitor and I sucked, but that was the thought that I had when I was going in, right? So I feel like Jasmine is probably gonna get picked to be a faithful. Because I feel like if she was a traitor, she'd probably just be too honest about it. Or too
And
like
if they decided to make her a later traitor, it would just literally be to throw her under the bus.
yeah,
Ah,
make her a Mickey.
whoa. Well, we know that she's a musical artist, but here Olivier is saying that she has
Oh my
411,000 followers on
god.
Instagram. So one
Am I one
reason
of those?
why she was probably selected here is that to hopefully get some of her followers to get some eyeballs on the show.
411. How do you even do that? I'm not at 2000. So if you're here and you're watching, feel free to follow me.
Yes, please follow
Like,
both
how
of
do you
us.
do that? What? Jasmine. Do I have her?
We'll follow everybody after
Yeah,
we
I
complete.
am all right. I'm one of those 411. Um I haven't been spying on her, so I don't actually know about her vibes yet, but we'll see as it rolls out. Right now I'm thinking she's probably gonna be a faithful. That's
I
my prediction.
100% faithful, 100%
Yeah.
faithful, and maybe, and as you said, like very kind and honest, which sometimes could mean that she might not think that somebody could be dishonest. So I feel like she
Hmm.
might get the wool pulled over her eyes at times,
Yeah.
but she'll be loyal. And so I think I could see her being brought along for a while. Like maybe a traitor will make her their number
Yes.
one, you know what I mean? And she'll support them wholeheartedly and then just be duped at the end. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Jasmine, but this is what I feel
Hey,
for you.
listen, she could get to the end and then be like, I was playing you the whole time. And, who knows? Who knows? But we will see.
Get it, Jasmine. I also am always very interested to how this is actually going to go because I'm
I
like,
know.
we know absolutely nothing. Like,
We're literally going on pictures. We're like, based on looking at this one picture of her. But that's
yeah.
fun. That's fun. Let's judge people in their looks.
Especially if we're correct, though. It's when it's
Yeah,
really fun.
it'd be so great.
So Chris here to be wilderness educator. He was from Naked and Afraid. So yes, a reality show. Have you seen this reality show?
So I have not. I have been chatting with Chris since the announcement of the cast.
Oh,
Um, And because I was like, I haven't seen Naked and Afraid. I just asked him, how are you doing post show, that kind of thing. Excited for the premiere, and he said, it was really weird to pack clothing. It was really weird to like go to a nice manor and stay like where they feed you and give you drinks instead of please get naked and drop me in the woods somewhere. So I thought that was hilarious, but I think he's been on like 3 or 4 stints of Naked and Afraid. Like it wasn't just one season, he was on like a few seasons. And they basically, he said, they strip you down, they give you like one tool, and then they drop you in the middle of nowhere, and you have like 29 days or something to survive.
Like longer than Survivor is now?
Like
Naked?
it's wild. Naked, completely naked, just camera people following you around. So I definitely don't think he's going to have any fears. I don't think he's going to be nervous. I feel like I'm excited to see him. I feel like he's going to be faithful.
Do you think he's ever going to get naked at any part of the show?
I think it's a shame and a missed opportunity if he doesn't. Like, I think like there needs to be even if he just like there's a mission and he just like, oh, I have to get naked for this, and he's like, oops, sorry, wrong show. Like that would be so funny. I would love to see that.
It's gonna get wet, and then like you'd be like, oh god, these clothes are too heavy right now. Let me take off all my clothes so I can dive in the water and like get whatever, the money.
Yeah.
So
just walk into the breakfast table.
We both think that at least one point in his stint on this season, he will get naked. Now, is he going to be a naked traitor?
I don't think so. He gives me faithful vibes. I think he's going to be faithful. But I'm really excited to see confrontation. Like I really want to see him, because I feel like to be on Naked and Afraid. So I thought about this and I'm like, I would never go on that show. It sounds awful. It sounds like you're going to get fly bites where you didn't need to know, you know what I mean? Like you didn't need to know that those places existed. So that sounds scary as anything. I feel like if you can do that like 3 or 4 times, you're not afraid of anything. And he's probably not going to be afraid to say anything to anybody, because what he has been through is way harder already. So I feel like he's probably going to be fun to watch, confront people, talk to them about being a traitor, and get confronted. Like I feel like he's not going to be afraid to. He's not going to hold anything back. So that's my prediction for Chris.
Well, yeah, if he's tends to be naked often, that he doesn't hide anything. He's going to be quite honest. He's going to probably be forthright with his opinions about things. So which could rub people the wrong way, like a traitor the wrong way, being like, you're a little bit too honest, buddy, and you're calling us out. Maybe they might push to get him banished, but I do see him as a faithful. I see him as a faithful, like you do. That's kind of going to speak his mind and get his points across. And I'm interested to see how he plays.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting for sure. Really interesting cast poll.
So no one commented yet on the fact that there's 22 participants instead of 20. It is a pretty big cast. What do you think about that?
I think they're following suit from. So my prediction for this season, I think they're going to do what Traitors US did. So there's more people. I think they're going to pick 3, and then they're going to have those 3 traitors recruit one. I hope anyway. I thought that was really fun last season. So hopefully they do that this year. That could be why they picked them. I mean, they could do what the UK version. I don't like where there was 22, and immediately at the start of the show, she was just like, both of you go. Like you're out.
The first
very,
season,
very
and then they came back
UK.
Like a little while later.
So I mean, that could be fun too. So I mean, I like 22 people as a viewer. If I was in the manor, I'd be annoyed because, the truth be told, that very first night when we were talking about murdering someone in the conclave, it took like we had to speed up because we couldn't remember everybody. Like I remember we were going through names of like who we're going to murder. And I mean, poor Erica got the axe, but a lot of that was
because you knew who she was.
I was like, hey, listen, she's a name. She's a winner. Like, let's go. But it's a lot to remember, especially if you're not somebody who's easily remembers like names and faces and that kind of thing. But
But if there's
Watching it, I'm
4
excited.
people or 3 plus 1, I think it also helps with the dynamics of, like,
Mhm.
like, the traitors are already too powerful, and so having less faithfuls already, I think that's probably why I agree with you, that's probably why they have so many participants this season starting off.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have
so
2
we'll see.
questions just about the show. Did you sleep in the mansion for your season?
We did. We did. I know in the UK or Scotland, I think,
Mhm.
they don't I think they don't sleep there. Like they say that the US one they get buses back to wherever, but we actually stayed in the manor. It's like a hotel. Like when you go in there, all like the breakfast room and everything is all on like one side and then there's actually like suites on the other side and everybody had their own individual room and they actually spaced everybody like with a door in between us. And so that like if you like say I was here, there would be like a blank room and then another contestant here so that
You
as
couldn't hear.
traders are leaving at night, you're not going to know who's going or who's in the room and that kind of thing. So, but we did stay
And
there.
in the conclave, is it actually in the castle?
Hmm. Conclave was on the boat. Yeah, it was really
Cool!
cool.
That's really cool. Oh my god.
Very, very, very cool. Yeah.
Did you get to explore the manor and, like, find secret trap doors and wild stuff like that?
I wish I got. Yeah, we did explore a bit. We explored around, but it was mostly like lunchtime. So like they'd cut filming. Everybody would go for lunch. You'd still hang out. You just weren't allowed to talk about the game. And then we could, go out in the backyard or eat or whatever. No, I that's such a lie. That was only at the beginning. It was like the first two. I was gone on day 3, but like that was the first 2 days you were allowed to do that. But then after, as the weeks would go by, they would make us eat in our rooms. So like I know that was starting the day that I got banished. Like I remember the night before we had to have supper alone in our rooms. And then the day that I got banished, it was like every meal had to be alone in your room. So they did start isolating us more and more in the off filming times. And I think that
Is
was
that just so you wouldn't
for
have conversations that weren't on camera?
yeah, I think it was like a touch of that. And I think it was also like, yeah, for like to maintain the integrity of the show. And it was also probably partially so that like I don't really know. I guess so that things wouldn't change from like what people wanted to do in the morning versus what happens, or
Mhm.
I'm not exactly sure the reason, but it did. They started isolating. It could also be just to keep people's emotions heightened so that they're funnier on TV or like crazy, and because it does mess with you. Like when you go in, they take your phone. There's not even a radio. There's no radios. There's no TVs. So like you're in your room and you can't call home. You can't, if you're by yourself, you can't even have a conversation with the other contestants. So it does start to like, you do feel like you're completely in the game. Like you put your whole self in the game. So, they do that. Yeah, so that you don't hear about what's going on outside, but they also do that so that your emotions will be heightened and that everything will feel way more serious than it is. Because if you have a way to ground yourself, if you're
Absolutely.
able to talk to a loved one and be like, oh, this shit doesn't matter, my family matters, and you have that reminder every day,
Yeah. It's
it's
easier
not
for
going to
you
be as
to
entertaining. You
you'll
won't
be
cry as much.
you won't cry as much, you won't be as unhinged, like,
Yeah.
you'll be a little bit more
They
sane.
want crazy, and I'm here for the crazy. Like, bring it on. So,
So we have Lauren next, so she's a model from the States.
okay.
She's
So
from
she's also
Brooklyn.
she's a civilian,
Yeah,
I would imagine. Like she's not a reality
that's
person.
what I'm saying. She's a model,
Mhm.
that's it.
Okay, now we can get pretty critical here. Okay, all right, I'm with you. With Gail, I was like, well, she was on Amazing Race Canada, but
Bye,
yeah.
Olivier. We'll be back every week. Hopefully around this time. This is kind of what would be we're aiming to have each week. But if we have to change it
Mhm.
due to scheduling stuff, we will go live once a week. But it won't be on Mondays for sure because I work. But Tuesdays hopefully will be our time slot. So nice to meet you.
Bye. Um, Lauren, I am also following her. I think I just went in and followed everybody when they tagged them all. But yeah, I don't think I think she's a model. Like, I mean, another huge following.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess she's a civilian
How big
on
is her
Traitors
following?
Canada, not from Canada. 91,000. I
Okay.
mean, anything 2K and over is big for me. So, but yeah, 96.4.
Okay.
So yeah,
I know Canadians that have 100,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
it's just
Yeah.
and that are models.
Like pick them. Yeah. So I don't know what casting did
Maybe
this season. I don't know.
yeah, maybe she because it does say that she was in like I think like a Canadian magazine, and so maybe that she just had some ties with some people, producers or whatnot, and they're like, and maybe she has dual citizenship or something.
Yeah.
But
And
like,
I
it
mean,
just would pain me if somebody not Canadian wins our little Canadian prize money.
right? Like the 96,000 or 94,000, whatever it was. I mean, part of me too. So like since being on this, now when I talk to people, like when I meet people now, I'm thinking, oh, what show would you be fun to watch on? Like I'm in casting director mode. Just as I meet people, I'm just constantly being like, oh my God, I like, depending on the person, I'll be like, I want to watch you on TV. So, I mean, it could also be the case of just a casting director was like, I know Lauren, she's got such a fun personality. She has dual citizenship. She would qualify. Let's put her on. So, I mean, it could be that, but yeah, it is disappointing when you think about how many Canadian people there are that could be on the show, but then I try to see from all angles. When I think about the casting director angle, I'm like, sometimes you just meet someone and you're like, this person just needs to be on the show, you know? So I mean, it could be that.
Well, sometimes you're gonna have to meet more people.
Open casting call.
Open it up a little bit. You might meet somebody great that's
Mhm.
Canadian.
I
Just
think
may.
I think the UK did an open casting call this year, and they had like ridiculous amount of applications.
Like
Like,
so my dad was born in England, and so
yeah.
my parents were never married, so I wasn't able to assume his nationality after the age of 18, and it's
Mhm.
because they have this nationality act. But since then, so this is a long time ago,
Mhm.
they've loosened it up a little bit, and so I'm able to potentially apply. So I needed to get my grandparents' marriage certificate, his long form birth certificate, show that he's on my birth certificate, and then I might be able to get my nationality because I think it'll be easier for me to get on the UK. I think it'll
I
be easier
would
for me to get on the UK version of Traitors than my own home country.
Well, listen, if you do,
You'll cover it.
please, please let me know. Yes, like we need to. I'm gonna fly out for finale. Like,
Yes, you can
get
come.
on it.
Yeah, that's my goal for next year.
Yes,
All right,
please.
we have Dylan. He's a lobbyist. What do we think of Dylan? Do we know anything about him? Are you besties?
I love Dylan. I have him on social media, and I've been following him for about a week. Um, I think he's gonna be fun. I think he's got like this fun sassy energy. Like he's got this like I think he's going to be another one like Chris who's just not going to care what he says. So
Um,
I'm excited
what
to watch
exactly
Dylan.
is a lobbyist? Is that's in like politics stuff, right?
Do you know what? Okay, I'm so
Okay, I
smart.
looked it up.
I'm
Professional
so smart.
lobbyists are people whose business is trying to influence legislation, regulation, or other government decisions, actions, or policies on behalf of a group or individual who hires them. Okay. So
So not somebody who works a front desk in a lobby. Cool. That's what I thought. I That's a good job to have for this show.
yeah,
Like
potentially. Yeah.
so that he could be a traitor.
Yeah, he could be a traitor. Or he could be kind of like the Kevin Martin position where it's like people would think he is a traitor, but really he's like, he probably has his finger on the pulse who the traitors are. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, I could see him going either way.
He
Or
could
people,
rally everybody
yeah.
against somebody, but then as a faithful, but it'd be really cool if he did that also as a traitor, you know? Need
Yes, we
Dylan to
do need
lobby
Dylan's.
for yes, we do. Like lobby for open casting calls, Dylan. Where is he? Like I should call him.
He's
Do
in
that
Toronto.
now. Yeah, okay. So like, come on, Dylan. If anybody can do it, we believe in you.
Oh, and
Let's
for
see if he
Lauren,
wins. If he wins the
did we think
season.
Lauren was going to be a traitor or a faithful? We thought faithful, right?
Faithful, yeah,
Yeah.
faithful. I mean, Dylan
Dylan,
gives me, if I'm going on his picture, he's got faithful vibes. But
yeah.
knowing now his job and also knowing like his personality, and by knowing, I mean, again, watched his Instagram for a week, I think he could be a traitor. I'm leaning toward traitor.
Okay, so I could see him being a traitor because he looks like
Hmm.
he could be a little bit mysterious behind the eyes,
Yeah.
like he might be able to finagle certain things. So I could see him as a traitor for sure. I could also see them knowing that he looks like he could be an unassuming traitor and
Yeah.
actually make him a faithful so that people will think that he's a traitor. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
could
true too.
I could see it going either way, but I'll have a definitive 3 people that I think by the end of this.
100%. Yeah. And by three, I mean like seven, but
Well, no, I'm
yeah.
gonna cut people out. So, Lori, though, here is a kindergarten teacher. Do we think Lori is going to be a traitor or faithful?
You know what? They're gonna make Lori a traitor. They have to, right? Is she the Mel B? Like, I think, look at how sweet that picture is. She is 100% a traitor, and they want to throw everybody like off her scent. She's a kindergarten teacher. She's in pink. She's so sweet with her little, like, she's holding her hand and it's real shy. Like, I think she's a traitor.
Do you think she's gonna be like what was her name? I think she was from New Zealand. She was recruited as a traitor. She was an older woman. I think she was retired, and she really wanted to be a traitor and just loved the idea of being a traitor.
I
Um,
can't remember. I think I know who you're talking about though. There was a couple because there was also like this real estate agent in UK that was very similar and she did well. Amanda, I think her name was.
I loved Amanda. You think that she has Amanda
Yeah.
upswing?
Lori looks so sweet. I can't describe it. She just looks very sweet and innocent in a like, how much fun would it be to watch her be a traitor? So I don't necessarily know if it's something she wanted, but I think they would pick her to be a traitor, I think.
Um, I could see them maybe wanting to pick her, but I feel like she'd be too nervous.
You think? I don't know. Do you have
I haven't
kids?
seen I don't, but my
Okay, because
brother
I was gonna
has
say,
twins.
have you been around a lot of like 5-year-olds?
Yeah, my twin niece and nephew are 6.
So like, how much work are they? Like, they're a lot of work, right?
Yep.
Like, my daughter's 5, and I'm like, kindergarten teachers are freaking heroes. So like, I remember in her pre-K class being like, never worried about her when they would do their outdoors time because I was like, the teacher in charge could take down a gang. Like, they've
Okay.
just got this authority. So it's really funny because they're so sweet and they're talking to kids all the time, but at the same time, they can handle this. I think she's gonna be a traitor. I think she might be one of my top picks for traitors now.
So my
Yeah.
biggest crush back in the day when I was working I was bartending, and my crush was I had my own personal doorman that like would just protect me and like anything that happened at my little bar, and we kind of had like a little flirt mance thing going on, and he was also a kindergarten teacher by day. So I'm like, okay, kindergarten teacher by day, bouncer at night. Maybe
Right?
Lori's a kindergarten teacher by day and a traitor at night. So
Yeah.
okay,
She's
sold.
getting the cloak. Yeah, she's getting the cloak for sure. She looks too faithful to not be a traitor.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I hear you. I see your
Yeah.
casting brain.
She's gotta be one.
We have Henok. He's a motivational speaker, an ex-football player. How do we feel about him on first glance?
And no, so I'm not familiar with him like before the show, but he gives faithful energy. I think. I don't think they're gonna make him a traitor.
I agree. I don't see
Yeah.
a traitor from him. I feel like I just don't see him having his finger on the pulse of what's actually going on. Um, but he might, because like he's a motivational speaker, he might speak well at
Hmm.
like these roundtables and stuff like that. But I feel like he might be wrong and strong about a lot of
Yeah.
things. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the stare. I don't know what it is, but like he's giving me Leroy vibes from our season. Like he's got that intense stare. Like Leroy would look through people when he's talking to you. Like, you knew that he was trying to read every piece of someone. So if that's how he's going to be, I think he could be a good faithful, because Leroy was he pretty well had his finger on the pulse. I mean, a bit. He didn't really suspect Mike until the end, but yeah, I think he's going to be a faithful, maybe like a medium faithful. Like, maybe he'll get some right, maybe he won't.
I feel like
It's hard to describe.
more won't
Or
in my from my vibes, but
loud and wrong.
wrong
Yeah.
and strong. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he's a faithful though.
I think faithful. Yeah.
Too. We have Melinda, who a lot of people are very excited to see. Do you watch Canada's Drag Race?
So I don't. I haven't watched Canada's Drag Race yet. There's too many. There's too many shows for me to watch right now. I'm trying to get through them all.
I do watch them all.
Right? Yeah, working on it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm not quite there yet. But with Melinda, so I'm not familiar with her, but I do think that I don't know if they're going to make her a traitor, but I think that we are due a drag queen traitor. Like, I'm actually, I felt like there was a missed opportunity in my season that Fierce wasn't. Yeah, like I just, and I mean, I don't know if that was because that also would have been an obvious choice, but I also feel like that's a groundbreaking thing, because I don't know if there was ever a drag queen traitor yet in any of the series. So like, I assumed Canada would be the first one to do it, and so I don't get the vibe that Melinda will be a traitor, but I want her to be a traitor.
Yeah, I want her to be a traitor as well. I don't know if well, she was pretty good in Canada's Drag Race in just being able to perform and being a little bit theatrical and stuff like that. So she could hide behind the theatrics to be a traitor. And they could do it, right? Because if you're saying it was a missed opportunity season 1, they haven't done it yet, right? In any of the franchises.
None of them.
So, I mean, Canada should do it first if they're going to try to do something, especially since, Drag Race was also dethroned at the Emmys by I think Alan Cummings won Best Host and took that away from RuPaul. So I don't know. It could be the year that maybe they put a drag performer as a traitor. So I could see her in this role.
Yeah, maybe it would make up for all the Americans that they put on the season.
I
give us something.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really cool.
Desperate for Melinda to recreate her Vivienne Westwood moment. Yes. Oh, yeah. She would have looks for days. I mean, Melinda's not all of her looks were my favorite, we'll say, but I would just be excited to see her if she dressed up like for all the missions and all the
in drag the whole time.
I mean, I would love it. That's one thing I was like, I wish that Fierce had. I just wanted to see more of her outfits. You know what I mean? And she even said, I met her.
Yeah.
I was just saying I met her, and she's like, I just had so many more things that I wanted to wear that she didn't get a chance to wear. So.
Yeah, and yes, because her friggin' banishment was such a blindside. But yeah, we would get up pretty early too. So like, if she was going to be in drag from the get-go, she would have to get up like extra early before everybody else. Well, that's the other thing too with Melinda. So if she does become a traitor, it's gonna be harder for her to stay in drag during those days, because once everybody, like the way that the traitors happen, everybody goes to bed and then they pluck the traitors from the rooms after everybody goes to bed, so that nobody knows who the traitors are. So it's not like separate filming, like it's literally while everybody's sleeping. So like a regular day might be finished by like 9, and then the traitors evening starts, and that's a late night. So if it's going to be drag the whole time, that's taking that makeup off until like 2 a.m. and then getting up again like 7 or 6 to start your day. And so if she gets picked as a traitor, I think drag would be for like 1 maybe 2
could
days.
This be a tell if she is wearing drag more often? That means that she's not a traitor, and if she's out of drag, then maybe she is.
I think we just found our tell for when you're on season 3. If there's a drag queen, that's how you know. You'd be like, hold on a second. I haven't seen drag since day 1. You're a
Hmm.
traitor.
Amazing. Well, I'm excited to see her play. I definitely enjoyed her presence and her personality on the season, and
Mhm.
so yeah, she'll be a fun addition for sure. She's from
Looking
Alberta,
forward
I
to
believe.
it. Nice. Canadian.
We got Kevin from The Bachelor or Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise. Do you watch
Mhm.
either of those shows?
I don't watch those. I don't watch those. And I mean, whenever I hear a Kevin on the Traitors, I'm a little triggered. So I think he's going to be a faithful, and I
Yep.
think I'm probably not going to like him. And it's just a bias based on his name. So I'm so sorry, Kevin, in advance.
I mean, I was like kind of crushing on Kevin when he was on The Bachelorette, and then I think he's just kind of cute. I'm like, oh, and he like lives in Toronto, and like he used to
Mhm.
live kind of near where I live, and I think that he was on the same fire department as my friend's husband, and so like I kind of have heard about him for like a long time,
Yeah.
and now he's married to this other girl, Astrid, who was that he met on Bachelor in Paradise US,
Okay.
brought her to Canada. He became the kind of like the bartender person on Bachelor in Paradise Canada. They stay together. They have a baby, maybe two now, definitely one, but I think maybe they have had their second child, and they moved to Burlington. So,
Wow.
um, he's a Bachelor Nation success story, we'll say.
That's
And he's
wild.
kind of likable. Like I was kind of pissed at him at the end of Bachelor in Paradise. If you didn't watch the original season, he kind of was a bit of a dick to Astrid and how he was expressing his emotions or lack of expressing them. But it
Mm.
all came around. They got back together. They're still madly in love, have a family, all that jazz. So
It's crazy that they met on The Bachelor and are still together. And I know that's what it's for, but like, is it? So like, I think that's really cool. And I do think he's got a nice face. And I don't mean just because like he's handsome, but like he's got like a nice guy face. Like he looks like he's a good guy on his appearance.
yeah, he's
So
an
I
old
mean,
faithful for sure.
yeah, he's
He's a
definitely faithful.
firefighter.
Dude, like they're not gonna make a firefighter or a traitor. They're
I don't
just
think
not.
so.
So yeah, I think but they would a kindergarten teacher. But okay, I digress. I do think he's gonna be a faithful, and I think he's probably gonna be one that everybody loves. Like he's probably gonna be in like 17 alliances.
Yeah, kind of like
Everybody's
the
gonna want to work with him.
CT of this group.
Definitely. That's like huge CT vibes going on.
Yeah, I see it. I'm interested to see him do something different than The Bachelor and being the bartender in Bachelor in Paradise. So, I hope he does well. I want to see his reads. He's an Aquarius, so always gonna rep the Aquarius. And so hopefully he'll have the strategy and like the reads. Because I just think that the Aquarius usually do.
Yep. Yep. I will be open to forming my own opinion on him and not judge him based
By his
on
name.
by his name. Yeah, I'll leave him alone.
We have Kirkland. He's a cattle farmer and horse
Woo!
boarder. He's from BC. I actually know Kirkland from like about a decade ago. We took acting classes with the same teacher. And I
Wow.
think, I don't know, I can't remember because it was a while ago if we were in the same like class, but our teacher had like kind of like a company group. And so, like, I don't know if he was in the company or if like I sat in on some of his classes or whatever. We know each other. We're Facebook friends. Like I've
Mhm.
messaged him since congratulating him and all that stuff. And so don't remember our origin story completely, but I know he's been on Farming for Love, which is the same show that Gerline was on. And so I'm sure that they know each other.
Was he
Uh
on her season? Do you know?
I thought there's only one, there's only
I think
oh,
there was two.
maybe there's
I don't know if the
two.
second one aired. Maybe it didn't air yet.
I don't know which season which are on. Let's look.
So, did he find love on his season?
Now I'm sorry. I guess maybe I'm a bad Canadian because I've not watched Farming for Love.
I haven't.
And how dare I say that we need to cast more Canadians when I'm not even watching?
No, watching it. Well, I'm just curious because Gerlene was on Firming for Love and she found love in the manor. So I'm just wondering if maybe Kirkland would find
I
love in
think
the
he
manor
did
as well.
find love from what I'm looking at here. Um, because it asks, are Farmer Kirkland and Greg still together? So
Hmm.
so It's the big question for the
Maybe.
fans, of course, is whether Kirkland and Greg are still together, and that's very much the case with this couple currently together in BC. But the difficult
Mhm.
element of reality TV dating is that they haven't been able to be seen together in public before the finale of Farm
Oh,
Idiots.
right. Okay, yeah.
So he must have
Yeah.
been on season 2 then, and maybe Gurleen was on season 1. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do they
Gillian was
follow
on season 1.
multiple couples?
Yeah, there's usually like I think I watched the first couple episodes of Girlane season, and I think there was like I want to say 3 or 4 maybe. Like there's
Okay,
like
yeah.
a couple guys, couple girls, and then they like pick certain people, however many people they date. They like speed date a bunch of people. I don't know. I shouldn't describe something I didn't finish, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I might. Sure.
So there's no love for him at the manor. Then he's already good. He's got Greg. There's
Yes.
no finding someone at the manor.
It seems so, anyways, from what it looks like here, and it looks like they're also from different seasons.
Mhm.
So I think Gurleen was from season.
She was the original
I
season 1.
think Farmers. I think I don't know. Actually, can't understand this website. Is there? It's only Canadian, right? This is a Canadian
Yeah.
concept show, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
the
I
American one
see.
is Farmer Needs a Wife, is what it's called.
Right. I'm confused by that because I'm like, I thought that they're covering it on RHAP, but I'm like, but they're not. Anyways,
Yeah.
so Gurleen is the farmer. Okay. And so she had
Yeah.
suitors. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. And I guess then also, so season 2 is probably, yes, it's Kirkland. Okay,
With Kirkland, yeah.
got it.
So, but what do
Understandable.
we think for Traitors? Do we think he's giving faithful vibes?
He's giving faithful vibes, but the fact that I know him like from the acting world, I
Mhm.
think he might want to play a little bit. And
Yeah.
so I could see him being an unassuming traitor.
Do you think he'd be good?
I think
Like
he'd
you
be
think
good.
yeah?
I think he'd be good
Hmm.
because he's really great at connecting with people, talking to people. He's a very likable person, and he likes to act, and so he might be able to lie.
Yeah. I'm
They might make
excited
a
to see. You got me I'm wondering now. Maybe he's a traitor. He'd be a good traitor.
I think
Like
that
a
he
good
might be a traitor
choice.
just because he's so people would not suspect it from his
Mhm.
pose, anyways, in this photo. And just like me knowing his background, I think that he just would want to do that.
Okay,
Like
what I
being a
wanna
traitor is more
do
fun.
it's way more fun. It's so much fun. It just doesn't always last long. But, like, what I wanna do, when we figure out, like, our picks, we should narrow it down to 4 traders,
Yep.
and then out of those 4, we should pick who we think is going to be picked as originals and who
Mhm.
we think is the cast is gonna pick, like, who
Done.
the 4th one is gonna be. Yeah, okay,
Agreed.
perfect. So, I still think he's faithful. I think he's gonna be a faithful.
Um,
That's my guess.
I think at least at some point in the season he'll be a traitor.
Okay. From the start, he's a faithful.
Okay, so we both win
Ah,
essentially.
yeah, yeah, we're the same. It's tied.
How do we feel about Nichelle, former
I
police officer?
I think she's gonna be fun to watch. Former police officer, I saw recently she does like self-defense training and stuff. She looks like she could kick your ass. Like she is tough.
Mhm.
Um, so I think faithful. Like I don't think they'll make her a traitor,
And
but I
like
think
build money
she's
for their pot for sure, which is
yeah.
seemingly helpful.
And I think she's gonna be interesting to watch people. Like I think it's gonna be interesting to watch her watch everybody else and see if she's right or wrong. I think that'll be fun, like what her ideas of everybody is. So I'm excited to watch her. I think she's gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, I do. I definitely want to see if she's going to be able to suss out who the traitors are. I don't think that they'll make her a traitor because she does give off cop like
Yeah.
authority.
Mhm.
Her vibe just seems like a police officer. She still looks like one to me. And so
100%.
I don't
Like
know if
even
they'd
in
make
this
her a traitor.
beautiful outfit, it's like that's a cop.
100%. Like it's
Yeah.
like shoulders back and she's in a power
It's
pose.
everything.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't see them making her a traitor because I think that would be way, 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 way too obvious.
Yeah.
But I think that if she's hopefully she's a good player in the sense that she will be able to navigate having good reads and maybe being forthright and strong with who she thinks might be a traitor and
Mhm.
not get herself banished. Like, hopefully
I
she'll
hope
be able
so.
to finesse it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's the
I
hard part
just want
about
to
being
see
strong.
I
Mhm.
just want to see a faithful clock a traitor immediately and then get really close to that traitor and just
Yes,
stay with them.
buddy
Kevin.
up.
But like if you clock a traitor immediately, I really think the wrong move is to send that traitor home. I think you become best friends with that traitor. It protects you from murder. You don't let the traitor know that you suspect them. And then you throw out wrong names at other people so that,
So they think that, like, you
the
have no
traitor thinks you're an
idea.
idiot.
Yeah.
Like, get down to the end and start sprinkling some seeds as you're getting closer, but like find a traitor and keep them. Guys, whoever's listening to this for season 3, find the traitor and
I
just get
mean,
close.
that is 100% the optimum strategy. So, or optimum strategy.
Yeah.
So I hopefully she'll have that strategy. Because if she's too vocal, she might get herself banished, or murdered. So
Mhm.
yeah, I want to see her play. I think she seemed like she'll be a good character, but I am worried for her maybe going too
Get
strong
an
with
early
her
murder.
convictions and yeah,
Yeah.
early
I
murder.
also see her being a jaw drop murder. Like I see her being one that she's going to be a faithful, but I see her being one that in the conclave, the traitors are like, who do we need to murder for confusion? Right? Like she's going to be I don't see her getting to the end.
I don't either, because yeah, I could see her getting murdered. Yeah. But
For sure.
I can't wait to see her play.
Yeah, fairly excited.
Next up, we have Michael, a logistics dispatcher and
Mhm.
paranormal enthusiast. I'm more interested in the paranormal enthusiast. So what does that
That's
mean?
what caught my
He
eye.
believes in psychics and ghosts and dimensions
So,
and
yeah, I want to know. So, like Donna on our season was a medium or is a medium,
Mhm.
and she could talk to the spirits and she could see things and that kind of thing. But like Michael, as a paranormal enthusiast, so my cousin has like the equipment. Like he's
Oh,
got he's got like this strange things Newfoundland podcast, and he at one point in time would like go to like haunted places with his equipment and like those TV shows. I can't remember what it's
yeah.
called, but the whatever. And like he would get like a wave on radioactivity and measure things scientifically to see if there were ghosts and stuff, and he would do recordings and then listen to them back for voices. And so I feel like when I hear paranormal enthusiast, I feel like that's probably what Michael does. Yeah, like a ghost hunter, I
Yeah.
think you can
Yeah,
say. So
I just started looking it
yeah.
up, and it's
Yeah.
basically people that are go
Chase
to haunted
ghosts.
places to see if
Mhm.
there is paranormal activity. And so
Yeah,
that's
I
really
love that.
fun because my grandmother was a medium and saw ghosts all the time. So
Wild.
I've definitely had some of my own experiences, we'll say. So I'm down with a paranormal enthusiast.
Mhm.
I
He
want to
just
talk to him
looks
about
fun,
that.
doesn't he?
Yeah, but he looks faithful.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely gonna be faithful, especially given his job. So you will never see. I mean, maybe they're gonna hear this because they're definitely all listening to us. But like, unless they want to switch things up, I would be shocked if they ever, ever, ever put a medium or a police investigator or paranormal. They're not going to put them in the traitor role because it's funnier when these people who are supposed to know
Are
all the
wrong.
things are
Right.
wrong. So he's definitely,
That's
unless he
also
gets
probably why the
recruited.
cop wouldn't be, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So he's definitely gonna be a faithful. I think he'll be fun
that's
to
a good point.
watch. And I think he's gonna be very similar to, was it Kevin we said? Like, I think he's gonna make friends. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna be likable. He's gonna maybe I don't know if he'll be a jokester, but like I feel like he'll be a storyteller or like just like kind of captivate the audience in like a jovial type way. So yeah,
he's
I
got
see
like a
faithful for
nice
sure.
face. He's
Mhm.
got like a
Kind.
friendly face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. But it's a friendly, faithful face. Sorry, Michael.
100%. Yeah.
And
So I
he
don't think
could be
so.
somebody that they get rid of to cause confusion. I could see that.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
absolutely. Yeah.
And
Rebecca,
Rebecca, you know Rebecca.
Rebecca. I don't,
Oh,
but she's from
I'll see next time.
Newfoundland, so now we're best
Oh,
friends.
okay, that's why. I was like, oh, do we know her?
It's really small. It's really small over here. Like it's not big. It's such a great place. But no, okay. So when I saw she was from Newfoundland, so okay, don't know what's gonna happen, but my goal, what I want, the vibes and energy I'm throwing to her is redemption. Like I want her to be a traitor so bad. I don't think they will because I was a traitor last year. So I feel like she's faithful, but I want her so bad to be a traitor and to go far just for my own selfish reasons.
Now, how does one be a cheerleader at after you're say 30 or so? How old is she? Hold on.
So once I saw that she was on the show, we do have friends in common, and I did reach out to her
Mhm.
just to say like,
Of
"Hey, how
course.
you doing?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you excited?" That kind of thing. So I believe she's a coach. So I don't know
Okay.
if she's like doing actual chairs now.
Okay.
But
Because
I
I looked
know
at
that
some
she
like
coaches.
coaching
Yeah,
makes more
right? Like,
sense
ow.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Coach makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah. Like we've got like a big cheer program here.
Oh,
It
cool.
seems like everybody's kids are in it now, but um I believe she works there because I've got another friend. Like we've got a mutual friend who also coaches, so I think she's probably in that zone.
World.
Yeah. So,
Very
but yeah,
cool. Well,
I want her to be a trader, but I think she can be faithful.
I think she's gonna be faithful from this pose. It is a power pose, but like
Mhm.
I feel like I just don't see her being something about the people that we talked about before. I see being a traitor more than I see her being a traitor at this time
Yeah,
around. Maybe
yeah,
her
I have to
personality will
agree.
be different though. Like I might change my mind completely when I see how they actually interact with people and talk. But from
Mhm.
just these photos, and I haven't seen their videos yet, I just feel like she'll be a faithful.
Faithful. I just want her
But
to win. I'm like,
well, don't we have
please go
the other
far.
guy from Nova Scotia? Didn't we say that he'd be a traitor? But specifically
Was that
Newfoundland.
Aaron? Yeah, specifically Newfoundland. East Coast is great. I'm all for East Coast, but we're sticklers for our province. We're really like about it.
I know.
Yeah, we're crazy.
Also got Nick here. He's a YouTuber. How do we feel about Nick? The red
So
hair.
I'm not familiar with Nick's work, but he's so familiar. Like the face, I'm like, I definitely have seen his videos, and my kid loves YouTube. So I don't know if he does kids kind of stuff, and that's where I've seen him, or just he's just one of those faces from like TikTok or whatever. Like he's apparently a super huge YouTube guy. So I don't specifically remember him from there, but the face is familiar. I don't see him being a traitor. I'm definitely getting faithful vibes
Hmm.
from him.
Now his sister is also on this season.
Hmm.
Who is also a YouTuber. Hold on, where's her photo?
That's going to be a fun reveal, unless people already know.
Probably people don't already know. Did I not put her picture? Must be here somewhere.
I
Like,
can't believe Canada is doing the family thing because other like countries have done like people who know each other and family members on the show. But I didn't expect it to happen here. That's kind of cool.
oh my god, am I missing two people? I might be.
We
Just
only have
talk
20.
about Nick a little bit while I go and see where her photo is. When you think you
Isn't
got
it that
everybody and then you
Nick?
don't.
And then they're not here. He's giving me faithful vibes. I would again have to see like some of his stuff, some of his Instagram or YouTube videos or whatever, but like he's got this fun, casual. I think he'll be suspicious of a lot of people. I think he's going to be fun to watch pick apart other people, but I don't see them casting him as a traitor. Now, he may get picked by the group to be a traitor.
Right, maybe. Or maybe his sister will be a traitor and then she pulls him to be a traitor as well or something.
Mm,
Or, they play both
yeah.
sides of it. Would
I
that
gotta
be
say,
fair?
if I'm ever on it, or if you're ever on it, if there's a couple in any way, shape, or form, I feel like you got to split them up, right? Like the rules are really, really clear when they give you the rules. You are absolutely not allowed to reveal that you're a traitor. Um, and you're not allowed to like oust any other traitors, like flat out. Like you can say, I suspect somebody or whatever. So, but like, I always think about that when there's family members. I'm like, how does that really work though? If one is and one isn't, like,
Exactly. Well, I guess you'd have to lie to your family member, and so that's why you would want to make the other a traitor if you are a
yeah,
traitor, right? So then you wouldn't
yeah,
be lying to them, I guess. But I guess we've never
absolutely.
seen that before where um like one family member, like they were usually were both
Yeah,
faithful.
they're always faithfuls usually, yeah. Because I still feel like you just if you find out, you gotta send one of them home. Like, you
100%.
can't you just it's like, "Sorry, death by association,
So
you've
do you
gotta
think that
go."
they will reveal then that they know each other? I know I wrote down her thing,
I
but
don't think they will. I don't think they're gonna come out and be like, "This is my sister." Unless I'm not familiar with him, I don't know how famous this guy is. Like, if he is famous enough that people know
Mhm.
that they're brother and sister, then I feel like you wouldn't have a choice. The show is not going to reveal it. I like to them, so it would have to be up to them. And if it's not like a well-known brother, it's not like Frankie and Ariana Grande today, we'll say. Like back when Frankie Grande was on Big Brother,
The
everybody was
big
like,
reveal.
"Yeah," I was like, "Oh, she's my sister." So like, if it's like that, and people don't really know who he is, like, or know who the sister is, then probably. But um,
Did
yeah,
you
I don't know.
follow
I
them
wouldn't tell
on,
people.
Instagram? Does he have a lot
Let's
of
have a look.
followers?
I think I did follow him on Instagram.
Okay, and then I'm
Nick.
gonna pull up
Let's have a
his
look at Nick here.
sister.
The Nick Pro. Yeah, so I do have him. He has 388,000 followers on Instagram.
And so
Same.
this is his sister here, Kira.
Kara, the fitness
Same last
YouTuber.
name.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so do we think that people know that they're related? I mean, she doesn't seem to
No.
be in his stuff on Instagram.
Um,
Kara.
Kathy says about the right guy, he's got 193. Is that what you said? Or did you say it was
On
more?
YouTube,
Oh, on
yeah,
YouTube. Oh,
193.
that's
Yeah,
a lot. That's
it's huge.
that's
I think
pretty
I have
big.
50.
I mean, I have more than that, but he has a lot more
Ah,
than that.
I'm so popular. I've got like, yeah. Okay, I don't have her on Instagram, so I'm gonna follow her now. But yeah, I think that they don't tell anybody because I'm not seeing him on this, and I didn't see her on his.
Right. Well, they have the same last name, so they're full on like at least same father siblings.
Hmm.
It seems like have same mother and father though, because I think they're both from BC. Um, yeah, I think. Wait, Nick, let's double check.
I think I literally
Oh
just
well, Nick
followed him
says
on
it's
one.
from Ottawa, so maybe they have the same father and maybe different mothers. Then maybe, but they're both are YouTubers. And both have the last name Provost, and yeah, maybe they're going to pretend like they don't know each other.
I mean, they might like we didn't really I don't remember. I think it was just me and Mel A that like shared our last names and it was because we had the same first name. So,
His videos are pop culture, reality TV, relationships themed. Who is
mm,
this guy?
goodness.
Slash, like,
Reality
let's have him
TV.
on. Like,
Yeah, like
help both of
Nick,
our channels.
get over here, Nick. Give us some of those followers. We'll just
Kathy,
post this on his YouTube.
how's Kira's following? Let us know. I think both of them are going to be faithful, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they're faithfuls, and I don't think they reveal, at least not at first. Halfway through, I'd love to see a slip up or some kind of big reveal.
Or maybe to try to
Um,
save the other one.
yeah, like I'd love to see something halfway through. It's always fun when there is family there if you're not playing the game. She's got 30,000 followers on
Still pretty
Instagram,
good.
so yeah, pretty good. So yeah, I they won't reveal. I'm interested to see that now. I didn't realize they were related. That's gonna be really fun. So
It's super fun.
I really like it when there's family on who suspect each other.
Well,
Like
but
that's
I
fun.
love Diane and what's her son's name?
Oh, well,
Uh,
Paul at one point.
Diane was the mom and her son. I can't remember. So anyways, I love that
It
combo
was.
because
Did it start with an R? He had the
you get the
glasses.
glasses.
But
Oh,
yes, so good.
the
The
chat will
show
know.
is so good. Help us, chat. What was his
Well,
name?
oh, sorry. Why can I have this going still? Whoops. Next person. Okay. Well, we might as well talk about Trana
Yeah, we
then.
figured, yeah.
Comedy writer here. On Big Brother Célébrité, I think. Célébrité.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about them. Um, Interesting name. Play on Anna Wintour. So hopefully they'll be bringing the fashions from Montreal. Yeah, I don't know anything. Have you looked them up or added them on the gram?
Maybe Trana is the traitor.
Okay, I could see that.
Already done Big Brother. So already kind of been in the trenches there.
Now I'm curious about. Hopefully that they're very like they speak English very well, not like I can right
Yeah.
now. Because if they are super francophone, they
Yeah.
might have a little bit trouble being a traitor or
Mhm.
being a faithful, but definitely being a traitor. So it depends on how good his English is.
I think the English is pretty good. Like I've got them on Instagram and I did see one video posting about traders and saying like, "Oh, you think I was on traders? Like you couldn't handle it if you were on," or something that was really funny. So I feel like I think the English is fine. And I'm starting to think that like, yeah, at first I didn't really think about it, but I think now they would make a great trader.
Don't know their personality or vibe yet other than this photo, but
Mhm.
I'm all in of
Yeah, I think
having.
I'm leaning toward trader.
Okay, so you have quite a few people that you're
Yeah, I told
leaning
you
towards.
there's like 7. What's the cast again? There's at least 7
um
traders. Maybe I wouldn't be a good casting director.
I feel will they that might be one of the, it might be too obvious for in my opinion, but I know
Mhm.
like kind of what you're saying though, like obvious, but then it would be like, is it too obvious? And then people might not think it's them.
This is the whole thing with the whole show. It's like, do you remember The Princess Bride
Hmm.
when they have like the poison? I know maybe you thought that I would think that you had the poison, so I'm not going to drink this one. I'm going to drink mine. Like they keep switching. That's the traders. Is like you would be so obviously be a traitor because, but then maybe you won't be a traitor because it's too obvious, but maybe that's the catch. And then it's the same thing when you're trying to guess like who to
Oh,
murder.
Russ, you guys are great. Oh no,
Ross,
Ross.
Ross.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I knew it
yes,
was an
yes.
R. How did we not remember Ross? Like it's Ross. It's such a friend's name. Like
Oh.
what?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, like yeah, so that's the trick when you're picking traders
Oh,
because that's the
great.
same
Trying
thing,
to super
right?
anglophone. Amazing. So scratch anything that I was saying about language barriers at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's like
Oh,
it'll
Kathy's
be
not sure this
interesting.
is about Kira, but maybe 373,000 subs if it's who she thinks it is.
Oh, on YouTube?
Kira Pro. I'll look that up
That's who it
after.
is on Instagram.
On the Vile Files. What's on the Vile Files? Okay. It's probably her. Vile
Mhm.
Files. Is she on the Vile Files? What's that, Kathy?
What are vial files?
Vile Files, like Nick Vial. He has a podcast, so I'm just curious as to what that link is. Or maybe she's
Kathy,
showing how
you are
many.
coming in clutch. This is
Yeah,
great.
so I know Nick for sure. Are you just showing
Yeah.
the amount of followers? Because like Nick has, I think, around that many.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm thinking
So
Trina, Trader.
okay, Trana,
I'm gonna make my
Trader.
pick.
I'm not sure yet if she's gonna
I
come
think
into.
Trader, but early boot.
Mm,
Like Trader. And I mean probably would be a good trader, but like would be found out.
yes, might be vocal. Might be if she is a trader, then she might be found out. And if
Yeah.
she's a faithful, she might get murdered, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or banished thinking that they're a trader. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't really know her
We'll see.
personality, but I could see it just seems like she might be a little boisterous.
Loud.
Maybe like you.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
literally. Like, it is a death sentence. You can't be confident in that manner. Like, if you have
She's giving confidence for sure.
any bit of confidence and you're out the freaking door, especially if you're an actual traitor, then you're just done.
So we have
Confirmation bias is real.
Puckman here, content
Mhm.
creator. Is all over faithful to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Faithful vibes. I don't know much about him. So I'm just gonna
He's
say
from
faithful
Dubai.
vibes. He's kind of got Dom vibes.
Okay, I don't know
Dom,
that.
listen, Dom, oh my God, he was robbed because he was really just coming into, like, he's such a funny guy. And when he got out, I think he was ready to just like take off in the show. Like, I think if he had to stay longer, it would have been great because they didn't even really edit him out a whole lot. Like, he still made the show a lot, even though he was like ejected from the game or whatever. And this guy, he's giving me that look, like that Dom stare. So that's 3 people now that reminded me of other people. So one reminded me of Nazilla, one reminded me of Leroy, and this guy is giving me that Dom look. So Dom's thing was that he was there, he was totally clueless at the beginning. He was like, I don't even know what the show is. He didn't watch it before he went on. And then he got there, and he's such a nice guy, and he does not like to talk about people. He's not into the drama and stuff. So it was really funny in the first couple of days because we were like, Dom, what are you doing here? Because he didn't want to be talking behind people's backs. But then once he got the hang of the game, he was like raring to go. And he was like, okay, let's play this game. I'm going to find these traitors. And this guy is giving me that same vibe. Like, he's probably going to get in there and be like, okay, I'm going to have fun. And then like kind of too mature maybe for like the high school of it. Right? Like, he's giving me that kind of a feeling.
He's actually pretty young, I would say. He's 28, which I think was
Okay.
like he's giving a little bit older to me. But then him
Yeah.
being a content creator, it's saying on his little bio here that he lost his job during the pandemic, and so then he turned into being a full-time content creator, and so he has amassed over 1.4 million TikTok followers, ranked in the top 80 of all Twitch subscriptions. What? Okay.
This is crazy.
So
Yeah,
and he moved
I
from
think
Canada to Dubai to explore
okay.
intertwining a lifestyle angle with his gaming content. Okay.
Wild. Yeah.
So I think he's going to be, I think this is a game for him for sure, but I feel like he's going to be playing as a faithful.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think he's going to be faithful. And I think he's going to be like a really honest faithful.
Honest, faithful,
Mhm.
and likable.
100% faithful. Likable.
That's the last person. I think that's the last person. Did I miss anybody, chat? Like how Kira disappeared.
Was there a Mary Jo?
Oh, yeah, wait.
Mary Jo?
Did we not? I know I wrote her name down, so like I did make a slide for her, but maybe it disappeared.
We did.
So
Aaron Cedric.
we didn't talk about her for sure, but I know I made one, but I'll make another one right now because it might have just disappeared. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about Pac-Man while I try to make it.
Oh, and there is another one because what's his name? Where's it to? Miles?
I think it was Miles.
Maybe Miles?
Where's Miles?
There's 2 we're missing.
All right. Miles. I don't see Miles on Mary Jo from Los Angeles. That's probably why I skipped her.
Yeah, you were like, you know what? Next.
But Miles is not actually on the Traitors wiki. There's
like an older man. Watch now, he's 32 or something. And I'm the worst person in the world.
Okay, Mary
this is
Jo.
Live, isn't it? We can't edit that.
Oh, Mike Brown. Mike Brown. Okay.
Yes, Mike. Why did I write Miles?
No, I don't.
I think it's supposed to be a K. It's Mile. So I just thought I left off the S, but I think my K looks like an L because
I have a photo here, but I don't have. That's so weird.
So I like the look of him.
Okay, well, talk about him for a second. Talk about Mike for a second while I make a slide for him quickly. What does he do?
Find Mike. So he is so he's the guy actually I originally thought was the paranormal expert, which I don't know why. I feel like that's even better. Let me see if I can
Well,
find
because he
him
looks
here.
like you could be a paranormal
Like,
expert.
doesn't he look like a paranormal expert? Like,
Yes.
so fun. So I think I just like his mustache. That might be what it is. It's such a good, strong mustache. So he's a true crime podcast host and an author. And I think, like, just judged by the look that he has in the like the dinner photo or whatever, he looks like he's really going to be into the game. He looks like he's going to really be trying to analyze people. I think he's going to overplay. I think he's going to be a faithful. I think he's going to be super suspicious immediately, and people are going to start thinking that he's a traitor from the get-go, but he's going to be one of these like traitor scapegoats. So I think he's going to be super suspicious, and then the traders are going to like throw the fire on him, but maybe keep him around for a while so that people can keep bringing him up at the round table. Like, that's a very specific prediction.
I'm down with your
He's got
specific
that look,
prediction. Yes,
right?
I think I mean I feel like he's gonna love playing this game. Like if he likes talking about true crime and he's an author, like he likes solving mysteries and puzzles. So I
Mhm.
feel like he's gonna be a faithful hunter for sure, as opposed
Yeah,
to being a traitor. If he
yeah,
is a traitor, it would be more so a late game traitor, maybe.
yeah. I
But
think
I
he could be
could.
a fun trader if they picked him. I don't think they picked him, but like if you look at him, doesn't he look like he's there for a good time? You know, like he's like, make me a trader. I don't care what I like. I think he's gonna go in this as a game. He's gonna have zero remorse and he's just gonna have fun. Like he's not gonna take it seriously, like in a be upset long term kind of way. So I'm very excited about Mike.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I love true crime, and so
Mhm.
hearing about more true crime people, so like yeah, him, and then also the paranormal investigator, like vibes. Like I'm into it for
Mike,
sure.
it's a Mike and a Michael. I wonder will they be the Mike A and B
Mike A. Well, it's Mike
and
B and
Michael.
Michael F.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
different names.
Mm.
And then if I can get this together, finally, its last is going to be Mary Jo, who's also an author and
Mary
a content
Jo.
creator. Is it?
Yes, I
No,
think
podcast
so.
host. Same thing, I guess. There's a
Same, it's
lot of
content.
podcasts. Like, what about me?
Dude, like you're like, I'm right here.
It's written all over me. Okay, let me get
Please.
the damn photo.
And
Two
it's not
seconds.
like I think the company that casts is not like an actual I don't believe it's like an actual like casting crew. Like you know how like Big Brother is casting and
Mhm.
then they have like a bunch of like casting directors hired underneath. I don't know if it's like a name, like a border name that like people fall under. If that makes sense. I don't know how it works,
Wait,
but
sorry. What do you mean?
so like when you cast a show, so like you know how like they'll have like a big casting company and then
Mhm.
that casting company will hire on like independent casting directors
Mhm.
to like submit so many. I don't think it was like that. Like I feel like it might just be like a couple of casting directors hired by the production company. Like
Right. So,
you know
like,
what I mean?
I have friends that are casting directors, but for film and television, and
Mhm.
so they would be hired to cast for, say, a television series, right?
Right.
So, but you're saying that it would be just that person alone and not like their whole company?
Yeah, I think it's like that. Cause like you know how like casting, like KASS, like Robin Cass,
Mm.
her company has like a bunch of casting directors that they hire on for like every season of Big Brother. And then out of those casting directors, everybody goes through applications, like submits their applications to production and like they narrow it down that way. I think with the traders, it's just the
It would
production
just be
company picks
Robin.
like
Oh,
yeah, exactly, like one or two people and says like get me this many, right? Because instead of open auditions, they have to like pluck their own. So that's probably why they don't have as many directors. It's probably just like a couple of casting directors, and that's could be why you didn't get a call. But I think you should get a call. I think it'd be so much fun to watch.
I
I'm like
mean,
itching for you to be on season 3 now.
might be too close for comfort. Oh, let me remove this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like having wrong pictures going up. I found Mary Jo's photo, and in her photo, I find that she She looks like she'd be a cop, to be honest.
Okay.
Have you not seen her yet?
I did earlier, but I will look her up.
Oh, that's okay.
We can discuss.
It's all
Mary
good.
Jo.
Just buying myself some time here.
Mary Jo. Want me to sing a little
Also it
song for
says
everybody?
she's from LA, which I'm just like, why?
No, this is why you skipped her too.
Exactly. The people
I
that
can't find her now in the thing. I wrote her down earlier.
Okay.
Is she a ghost? Is she somebody that Michael finds in the manor? Mary Jo. Okay, I found her. Oh, she's got housewife vibes, hey?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting house, but I do see what you're talking about with cop, because she's got like really strong features. Like she looks like she'd kick your butt.
Oh. Thanks,
Yes,
guys.
Ryan.
Thanks, guys. I
Chantele
mean,
for season
I
3.
want to be a faithful though, because it'd be so stressful being a damn traitor or a late recruitment traitor.
Yeah. Or you know what? You could be on season 4 UK.
Oh, Olivier is saying it's only group entourage. So I guess is that
Yeah.
the casting company? Okay.
So that's the production company.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So that's that. Like they don't hire on like a casting company. I think they have a couple of casting directors who maybe they just said, okay, like find me these people.
So the people that I'm going to go and search now and follow. Gotcha. Gotcha. So yes, this is Mary Jo from the States, author, podcast host. I don't know what she podcasts about. I don't think that they'll make her maybe they could make her a traitor.
She's kind of either or, right? Like I'm a 50-50 on her. I'm like, she could be faithful. She like when on first glance I'm like faithful, but then I stop for a minute and think they could probably make her a traitor, which I guess is the whole cast. Mary Jo.
I think they could maybe make her a traitor. Okay, now I'm going to pull up the whole cast now. Kathy, you're asking if they have the actual photos with the frames, and so they do. I hadn't seen them.
Yeah, they have those on Facebook now,
photos. I think. I'm going to pull up the ones on Instagram.
There we go.
That's the easiest one for me to pull up right now. From these photos. Okay, so let's make our predictions now then.
Okay, let's do this. Can I just make a statement too? They never mailed me my picture.
Oh.
I was really hoping to get that in the mail, but anyway, I'll
did other people get it and you didn't, or is
no? I just wanted it.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, guys, keep it for another season that you put me on, but because you know how they make the big red X on them. I was like, at least I'll get that. How fun would that be to have? But
well, you'll have to just make it yourself.
Who knows? Who knows? I might do that actually. So okay, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna pick 4 people I think are gonna be traitors. So I think, oh damn, this is harder than I.
Okay, I'm thinking from this photo, anyways. I'm think that Cedric is a shoo-in. I think Cedric's gonna be a traitor.
Yeah, I'm fully in agreement with you there. So we're gonna say Cedric.
Also, who's the bottom? Is that Aaron?
Aaron, that's Aaron.
So Aaron, I could see being a traitor.
Oh, I don't.
And I guess your school teacher.
Yeah. What's her name? Lindsay? Leslie?
Lauren?
Lorraine?
I think it's Lori.
I need better penmanship. Yeah, I think Lori's right. That looks right. Sure.
And then maybe, okay, so if it's the 3 of them, I feel like that's very like, ethnically, it's a mix, male, female, it's mixed up, like type of professions, it's pretty mixed. So I'm feeling that. And then who would they potentially recruit, those 3? Or do you think that they would recruit, like the 2 guys would recruit Lori?
What did they do in US? Did they do 3 recruited?
No, I'm just thinking of a third
or did they do 2 recruited 1?
It was 2 recruited 1. Because remember it was Phaedra and Dan, and they recruited Parvati.
Right. Okay. So realistically, I was thinking they were going to have 3 and then recruit a 4th.
No. I'm agreeing with that. But I was thinking that do we think that Lori would be an automatic pick, or do we think that she's going to be recruited?
I think Lori's going to be picked by production. Like I think, or Corinne. So I think. So my prediction: Cedric, Lori, and Trana. Like looking at this, I think, but what about Netta? I mean,
Okay,
Netta could
okay,
be a
that's
pick after
all right.
too.
That's
I forgot about
my
Netta.
okay. I think I'm gonna go. My 4 will be Cedric, Aaron, Neda, and Lori. Those will be the
Okay,
first 4 traitors.
I'm writing this down. Cedric, who'd you say? Cedric,
Cedric,
Netta.
Aaron,
Right.
Lori,
Okay.
and maybe they will recruit Neda, but or Neda though. Like I don't know how that's gonna all work out, but I think Neda could be in there for my top
Okay.
4.
I'm gonna say Cedric, Lori, Trina, because I think Netta's obvious, but like not quite there. And then I think they recruit. Who are they going to recruit? I want to say I'm going to Michael.
Michael,
Like paranormal
oh,
expert Michael. I know I don't even think I had him on my is going to be a traitor, but if he gets recruited, like I think that would be a wild card to recruit.
yeah, Olivia.
Or maybe Netta. It's so hard to say. They're probably 4 traitors to start.
Oh, thank you, Olivier. Okay, fine. Mary Jo is from Toronto, but now lives in LA. Fine.
Let her be sad about it, guys. Let her be sad. All right, okay. I'm gonna say Cedric. Oh, but what about Dylan? No, okay, Lori. I really think Lori.
Who's Dylan again? Dylan's this guy?
Dylan, yeah, that's Dylan. And Trina. Maybe I think, fuck, who did they recruit? Sorry. Netta or Dylan? I'm going to say Dylan.
Okay.
I'm throwing it out there. To be fair, though, as we're talking this through, I don't think it's going to be 4 now because we followed the US version heavily. And I feel like they're probably going to do the same. So I do think that they're going to do traitors pick a traitor, but they're probably going to do pick 2 and then 2 of them pick 1. Yeah. So,
but how many do you remember offhand how many contestants they had for the US?
It was over 20. I think it was 22.
I don't remember. I covered the season 2.
Unless Kate was like, because
Kate was later.
Later, so I don't know if she would count, but forgot about her actually.
Well, they had to quit though. That's probably why Kate came in.
Is that what happened? Do you know I begged them to put me back on? I'm so annoying. You can't cast me to a show because then later forever I'm like, please put me back.
Hello. Can I come back? Let's see if I can find quickly the Traitors, the original one.
But I mean, Kevin would be a fun traitor too. I can't wait for Monday. I'm so excited.
Okay, so wait, so what's your final prediction then?
Final prediction, Cedric for sure, Trina and Lori.
Trina. Okay, that's a really interesting
solid
group. And just do a 4th just in case it's 4.
I'm 50-50 on Netta and Dylan.
Would they do well?
And one's a celebrity, and you know what, Dylan though, because so Trina and Cedric would be considered like the celebrities. Lori would be considered civilian. So if they do have a 4, but I mean, if the 4th is picked by the traitors, it's not going to matter. It doesn't have to like be even. Michael recruits the mansion ghost. Yes, I'm with you.
That's a later traitor.
Happening.
Yes.
Happening.
Okay, well, okay, so you have our picks locked in. Maybe I'll make a board or something and put our picks together and make a post of it. So it's a stand 10 toes down with our picks right now.
If none of them are right, I'll crack up. That'll be so funny.
This has been a fun time. There's 100 of you guys in here watching us live, so thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out as we muddle through these contestants and chat here with Mel B. Is there anything else you want to say about the season, about your experience, about what you're excited about, like anything else you want to talk to us about before we sign off?
I'm so eager to find out who all these traitors are. I want to see tears. I want to see bloodshed. I want to see ruined relationships. I want to see
disowned brothers,
drama. Yes, I want to see like can't go to Thanksgiving on the same day anymore. Like parents got to go to separate houses. I hope it's chaotic and messy because that just keeps people coming back. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. I want to see bigger and better than my season. And I loved my season. So
I love your
like, bring
season
it.
too.
Yeah, I want
Oh,
to see it.
well, I'm happy that you were able to come on and chat with us and that you're interested in covering the season. Do you have anything in your life going on that you would like anybody to follow, subscribe, watch, anything that you want to plug here?
I mean, if you could get me up to like Nick level subscriptions or something, sure. I mean, I post a lot of my day to day through stories on Instagram. You can follow me at Best on the Rock, DAROCK, not the. So I am Best on the Rock there, and on TikTok, which I'm never on. Yeah, I post real estate stuff, family stuff, fitness stuff, reality stuff, whatever pops in my brain goes into my stories. So you can follow me there. And on Twitter or X, I am at Melissa Agent 21. And I just mostly retweet Big Brother Canada petitions on that. So if you could also go to that and sign the petition, it'd be great. So
Who is Olivier? Olivier knows so much. Olivia, you will have
yes,
drama the first
like,
episode for scene.
okay. Are you
Olivier.
part of
Hey,
production? Did
ooh.
you work there? I need to know if you worked at the Manor on this season because they have a huge crew. Like the crew last year was absolutely massive. So, Olivier, did you work
Mhm.
on it? I need to know.
And so from looking at the cast for the Traitors US, there were 2 original Traitors, 21 initial players,
Okay.
overall, and then Kate came in
Kate
as
was
the
the
late.
22nd.
So 20 seconds. So already it's not starting off with the same formula, so maybe we'll and, there are probably 4 Traitors to start from Olivier. I believe everything Olivier
Tell
says.
us. I do too. I think that this that's it's technically fact checking here. I mean, to be honest, I think 4 would be better. I like the idea of 4. It's harder for people to play together. Like it's harder for 4 traders to all get on the
Have
same page.
100% and
So much
not
more
throw
fun.
all of them under the bus and or like
Mhm.
by accident even like if it's a lot harder to
They're
juggle.
gonna
It makes the
have
job for the traders harder for sure.
it does, and they're gonna have different relationships. They're all gonna
Oh,
wanna keep certain people.
fun.
Nice.
That's really fun. I wonder
That's
like
really
what kind
cool.
of like so when would there have been, I guess maybe like a church type scene?
Probably so the things I know is that yeah, you'll see a lot of extras this season. So,
Okay, interesting.
yeah. Very excited though.
Fun. Well, congratulations,
Yeah.
Olivier. Just being part of these shows are really fun. I had my own little stint in the last couple weeks doing so. Top Chef USA came to Canada, and so I had the opportunity to dine twice on this season. And
Nice.
so, like, that's like the first time I really wanted to be an extra on something. So I'm like, I want to be on Top Chef, and so
Oh,
it's one of
that's
my
so
favorite
cool.
shows for sure. So that must have been an awesome experience. So congrats on that. And as you're able to tell us more, we will
Mhm.
love to hear your experiences for
Spill
sure.
all the tea, please.
All the tea that you could spill. Well, thank you. And if you want to find any of Mel's socials here, I put them in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to me here over at Reality Realnesss with 3 S's. Like this video and just let us know what you think of the seasons, like the casting. Who do you think are going to be traitors? Who do you think are going to be faithfuls? Give us all your thoughts and ideas about the season that starts on Monday, and we'll
Yeah,
be back
I'm ready to
on
dive in.
Tuesday. All right. Thanks, everybody. You guys are the best. Thanks,
Thanks.
chat, for being here. Bye.
Bye.